I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, what's good, party people? What's good? 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 Good morning. Good morning. I'm your host. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. This is the Knicks Morning Drive. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. It's good to be with you. Good to see all my people in the house today. Right? Good to see y'all. First thing I like to ask is when you come in the door, smash that like button, help support the channel. Help support the growth of Blorange Tears. You know, we do this thing for y'all. You know what I mean? We do this thing for y'all. We want to ensure that, you know, that we grow and that somebody came straight in and smashed the dislike button. That is, man, hilarious. That is hilarious. Somebody came straight in, smashing the dislike button. They must not like teddy bears. Ow, that's hot. They must not like teddy bears and Knicks talk and Uncle Freezy glasses or something, whatever it was that triggered them. So shout out to whoever that person was. Shout out to whoever that person was. You are a hero and a saint. Yo. Okay, all right. Just working on a few things here. Give me a split second. Okay. Yeah, y'all. So we lost to the Lakers last night. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm frustrated by the loss. I'm frustrated by the loss, not the fact that I'm not frustrated by the fact that the team can't win. I'm frustrated. Excuse that. I'm sorry. I'm taking these pills for this back thing I'm having, this back issue I'm going through. And it got me a little sleepy, I guess, or drowsy, I guess, or whatever, however you want to put it. So anyway, I'm frustrated by the loss, not because not because I'm used to winning. Yeah, I want to use perspective here. So we lost a tight game in overtime, and RJ Barrett was not on his game. Reggie Bullock defensively was not on. I mean, offensively was not on his game. Derrick Rose went ice cold. Julius Randle offensively was not on his game. Yeah. These guys are. I'm frustrated that we had a lot of chances to win that game. We had a lot of chances to win that game going away. How about that? The Lakers gave it their best effort on their court. And they won, to their credit. They won, right? But there are a lot of looks that normal nights, bro. You just like normal nights that those shots go in. And you got to give credit to the Lakers defense because the Lakers defense was superb. The Lakers defense was excellent. Right? The Lakers defense was excellent last night. You got to give them credit. And it's not just players either. It's not just players, it's scheme. Frank Vogel is a good coach. There were years when I wondered, I was like, well, how does Frank Vogel keep a job? How does Frank Vogel keep, and this is what I used to think over the years, is like the Indiana years, the Orlando years. But now that I watch this Lakers team with dudes named Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Taylor Horton-Tucker, and some other dudes, you're like, how does this dude win with a bunch of dudes? But then I can't say that, I can't ask that, and then at the same time say, Tibbs can do it with a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? So instead of bashing Frank Vogel, I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit. There were a lot of shots that should have gone down for us that didn't. But that's the same thing teams say about the Knicks. Like, man, we had a lot of opportunities to beat them, but we didn't. So instead of getting on here today, bashing Frank Vogel and bashing the Lakers, I want to give them credit. Right? RJ Barrett started off the game like 1 for 48 or something. I'm sorry, 0 for 48 or something. Right? And then down the stretch, the Lakers exploited our Achilles heel. Maybe I'm dreaming of a Buddy Hield, but they exploited our Achilles heel, interior toughness. And people can say what they want to say about Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson. And I'm not bashing Nerlens Noel or Taj Gibson, but what I am saying is our lack of girth inside is our soft underbelly in this defense. Right? That's our soft underbelly in this defense. We are not big inside. We're soft inside. We give up a lot of points in the paint. And what sealed the deal for us last night was Wesley Matthews tipping in a basket at the buzzer. I'm hurt by that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hurt. I'm hurt by it. You know, CP the artist last night, or not last night, but yesterday. CP the artist yesterday said that this would be a tight game that go into overtime that could go either way. So shout out to CP the artist for calling it. You got to give my man credit for being right. When he right, you got to give him credit. He called it. And I was thinking, yeah, we'll win by 20, but we'll be up by 35 and the Lakers will cut into it and we'll ice skate out of there. That didn't happen. Robert Paul says the whole world saw some plays not go our way. You not go our way as well, but it is what it is. Bro, this game was like 9 hours ago, and I'm still hurt by it. This one is what they call a stinger, a heartbreaker. I will tell you this. I'm going to share this with y'all. The Knicks don't need another superstar to win a championship. The Knicks don't need another superstar to win a championship. Y'all heard me? The Knicks don't need another superstar to win a championship. The Knicks need a couple of things. Clearly, the Knicks need size at center. Clearly, the Knicks need size at center. Clearly, give you an example. If we had a Dwight Howard on our roster last night, or if we had a Dwight Howard on our roster this past month, we're not sitting at the 6th seed. And Dwight Howard can be had for the vet minimum. Right? If we had a Dwight Howard, and yes, I said Dwight Howard, and I meant it. If we had a Dwight Howard, we get that rebound last night against the Lakers. We don't get obliterated on the inside by DeAndre Ayton in the Phoenix game. Right? We don't struggle with Valanciunas, Vucevic, any center USA. Yo, everybody, it's a free Keith sighting. I'm trying to get my energy up, man, to do this Knicks Morning Drive roll call. I need to get my energy up. I just can't. Anybody in here ever had a hoopty? Anybody in here ever had a hoopty for like either their high school car or like when they were young, first starting out in life? You know what I'm saying? You had a hoopty. I know Free Keith had a hoopty. You know what I'm saying? I know Kane Jerry had a hoopty. You know what I'm saying? Well, some of us I can't guarantee had hoopties. Like I know Hoodie Kev never had a hoopty ever. So to Hoodie Kev, a hoopty would be 2020 Mercedes-Benz GL 550. You know what I'm saying? That would be a hoopty to him. Like, oh man, that joint came out last year. I can't be seen in that. What will my friends say? Ghetto Intellect is in the building. What's good? Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Don't nothing make my morning like being with Free Keith and Ghetto Intellect at the same time in the mornings. So we used to be able to do that. Now with schedules being all crazy and stuff, you know, we can't do it like we used to do it. But But that kind of got us through the winter. Yeah, remember that? That kind of got us through the winter. Like some GI and Free Keith. That used to get us through the winter, man. That was nice. Those dudes are crazy. Like one dude is exceptionally smart and talented and charismatic and really hood, and then the other dude is super smart and talented and charismatic and tries to hide the hood, but the hood just comes oozing out. He can't help it. Right? It's crazy. It's like the craziest thing you ever saw. It's like what would I can compare it to? It's like putting potato chips on your deli sandwich. Like the deli sandwich is perfect by itself, and then you like take the lid off and put some potato chips on it. You know what I'm saying? Give it that extra crunch. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, I'm trying to get Free Keith, stop yelling at me, bro. I'm trying to get the energy up. I told you, man. I'm trying to get the energy up, man. I'm trying. I'm giving you my hoopy reference. Man, y'all chill. Y'all cut Uncle Freezy some slack, bro. I'm trying to use the hoopty reference right now. I'm the old hoop. Like once I get going, I'll be good. Once I get going, man, I'll be good. It's gonna take me a minute to get crunk up, man, to crank me up. Yo, look at high fashion. High fashion. Bro, all I'm gonna ask, and I'm not picking, I'm not picking, I don't do that. I don't do that with Cornerstone Cav. I don't pick with Cornerstone Cav. That's my guy because he always bring energy regardless of what. But I have to ask, Cornerstone Cav, is that a brand new shirt?
No, brother, it's not a brand new shirt, man.
He got a wardrobe.
Are you jumping in and not even bringing P-Funk?
Hey,
G.I.
no.
What's up, Jay?
I came to check in on Cornerstone, man. The other day on Sim Show, he had a meltdown, yo. It wasn't.
Hey, I saw your comment too, man. I saw you ain't right. You are not right. You another Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yo, look at what it is. What it is. We reunited. We reunited. We back. We back. We reunited, baby. What's good?
He's frozen though.
No shorts. No shorts today. No shorts today. What's up, gang? What up? What up, Knicks gang? Where we at with it?
I'm dragging,
Where
man.
we at with it? We got 1 for 2 out there building. We got one for 2 out there building. That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
We got it.
That's all right.
I guess what if we catch a rebound, we win that game.
Look. The maybes, we can pile the maybes up because, like I tell you, I was hot.
But it's true. You can't let Matthews doing that.
What do you mean rebound, bro? Like if we get the one rebound, if RJ shoots 3 shots instead of 2,
right?
Man. Yeah,
the whole game,
right,
man.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold him. Because he's still it occurs to me like he's still young. So like that consistency, like I'm learning to depend on him, but like he's still young, and it's like this game happens 1 every 10 games, and he just chose the friggin' wrong game.
Last year was 1 every 3 games.
Yeah.
It was 1. That's what I'm saying. It's his consistency that got to come down.
But can we look at? But let me ask you.
But that was to me, yesterday's loss was on RJ. I don't care what nobody tell me. You can't be the number 2 guy and come out and play 30+ minutes and score 2 buckets.
Yeah, but Free Keith,
do that.
Free Keith, let me ask you. I gotta ask.
I love him though.
I know, me too. Me too. Absolutely.
Him.
I'm not gonna do that either. But can we also look at Tibbs for leaving him in there?
No.
No.
Normally, I would agree with you. I would agree with you normally, but like this was good. This was good practice for him to be the number 2. If he was just a regular role player, I'd agree with you. Like, yeah, he should have took him out or this, that, and the other. But like If RJ is going to be the number 2 or 3 guy, this is the moment he got to learn to deal with.
Yeah.
He got to learn to deal with it. Like, yeah, the team took an L, but like he's so important to the team. If you would have, if Tibbs would have taken him out, and even if we won, it wouldn't have been that. It wouldn't have been a solid learning lesson for him.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you
He's never going to let that happen again.
Okay,
I promise you, he'll never let that happen.
Guaranteed.
From that standpoint,
promise.
Guarantee that.
Because the reason why I was asking was because my boy was given positive production. And
here comes the
he
was.
was.
What? You see me on the threads this morning, yo.
No, I didn't.
Salute to your boy Frank. He had me hyped.
Yeah,
Frank had me hyped, and that's what I'm saying. I'm mad at RJ. Why you ruin Frank's night with a loss, RJ?
Yeah.
Right.
You ruined Frank's night, bro.
Right. You see the block he did.
His part. You ain't play yours.
Who's the block that
for Frank to play his part?
Yeah, who was the block?
And you took the night off.
Who was the block that he caught? That Frank caught.
Which one? Which one?
Yeah.
Which one you talking about?
Yeah, man.
Frank was out there performing like yo. But this is what I was talking about before when Cats was like kicking my back in about Frank. Like, yo, I don't care if you get 2 minutes or you get 20 minutes. When your number is called, you're supposed to be able to perform, and that's what he did. Right. This is the example of what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, okay, you do this 2-3 games in a row. Give this guy more minutes.
Right. All right. So now I got to ask you about Alfred.
Elf got the least amount of time on anybody on the team, bro.
Yeah, he only shot 3 shots, man.
Yo, he shot 3 shots and he made more points than RJ.
And his defense.
So what you got to say about Elf? What anybody got to say about Elf?
And his defense was okay. And his defense
exactly. Was okay. RJ was slipping on both sides of the ball. Both sides.
Right.
I don't got no time for anybody saying anything about Elf today, and that's not even being an Elf. That game wasn't on him.
Okay. I'm Elf fan club.
Bring up his name for nothing other than hate, because that game was not on him.
Yeah, all right.
He played less time than your man. He played the least amount of minutes on the team, and he got more points than your man.
Yeah. Okay, Free Keith. Okay, Free Keith.
I'm frustrated.
At the end of the season, this is the kick in the ass, no shorts. I'm not massaging your ego. It's not that time of the season.
3 games left, man.
3 games left. Now we got to get all these niggas, all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we could do it. To tell you the truth, I think we could do it.
Yeah, I got to look at that.
This is the better team. How we lost? How we beat the better team and lost?
Right. Exactly.
We beat the better team in the building and lost to the worst.
It lost to the worst. Yeah.
Without their main guy.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it right here. AD, yo, Randall is better than AD. Somebody fight me.
No. Hey, how about this?
Somebody fight me.
How about I support you?
I want to fight this morning.
How about I support you on it? Can we get some support on this? Can we get a cosign on this?
I got a cosign on this.
I'm carrying that on my shoulder myself.
I'm coming anyway. I'm helping anyway. I'm helping anyway.
I'm waiting for AD to be better than I'm waiting for AD to be better than Randall. I'm waiting.
Randall will be in the top 4 in the MVP candidate for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yo, get this man. Yo, Randall, RJ get to be 100% dependable.
Yeah. So GI,
I notice right now.
GI, does Randall make first team All NBA this year?
Second team.
I'll make the second team. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, and so the deal is so we talked about this behind the scenes, and I was going to talk about it today, but Free Keith beat me to it. And it's just because sometimes great minds think alike, right? This whole power forward discussion, who's the best power forward in the league thing right now? If Randall's not in your top 3, y'all discussion is whack.
It's whack.
Yeah.
I can't take your opinion seriously.
Right.
I can't
if Julius Randle is
not being a homer at this point.
Right. If Julius Randle is not in your top 3 power forward in the MVP, top power forward in the league conversation.
Yeah.
All y'all doing is talking. Y'all ain't discussing nothing. All y'all doing is saying words.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because last night on Anthony Davis's home court, Julius Randle proved that he is the better
in
power
front of him.
forward.
I want nobody. I don't care what nobody say. They just went head to head, and Randle just told me, you know what? If I had one more shot from my man RJ, like I would have taken this game and eaten it.
Right. If
he's an AD had nothing for me.
Right. And then the thing
So you would have wanted. So
the thing about
RJ,
the thing about RJ and Reggie Bullock and our perimeter players last night is Frank Vogel's perimeter defense gave the Knicks different looks than what they usually see. Right. So everybody was like trying to process what it is that they're seeing so they could get these shots off and get to better spots. So they were all running at half speed. So your Reggie Bullock didn't have a great game. Your RJ Barrett didn't have a great game. Elf didn't shoot a lot. You know what I'm saying? So they were all running at half speed trying to figure out what this scheme is that the Lakers are running against us. But guess what though?
Right.
We live and learn.
Trash in the first half too. His defense was trash.
Bro, he was.
What did Chip say? You win or you learn.
Okay.
His defense was trash the first half.
Bro, he is RJ. People think RJ Barrett is like 6'9", 230. RJ Barrett is big for a guard, but he is not.
He's not that forward. He can't do that small forward.
Yeah, he can't guard Kyle Kuzma, bro.
I feel you, but he's had much better defensive performances, bro. Like that.
He played well against Kyrie.
Yo, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying.
He played well Sunday. He played good Sunday against Kawhi.
It had nothing to do with him being outmatched.
Yeah,
like it wasn't there for him. Like his defense just wasn't there for him in the first half.
Right.
That energy wasn't enough for it.
And the thing is, Tibbs' scheme is on tape, right? Because what happened is in the Chicago Bulls game, and I know this is going to seem so random, but the Chicago Bulls put some tape out there against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And their failure is they didn't have the skill players to execute. They missed a bunch of shots against us, right? But if they had talent, bro, they would have beat the brakes off us, right? But we toyed with them like cat and mouse, like they did, like we did all these switches. Like we need help on bigs. So Tibbs brings a weak side defender to help, and it's either Reggie Bullock or RJ Barrett, usually against a power forward like Lauri Markkanen. And Lauri Markkanen took advantage in short spurts, but he couldn't do it all game. But ever since then, the Phoenix game, this game, the Clippers game, you see where our bigs get beat up on the inside, you bring your weak side help, and what happens is you get your RJ Barretts on a power forward like Kyle Kuzma, Lauri Markkanen, big guys. And RJ Barrett, though he's strong, is not big. You know what I'm saying? He's not Lauri Markkanen size. He's not. So that's what happened to us last night. If y'all remember the AD assist to Andre Drummond for the dunk, that was that case. RJ Barrett can't guard Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? We need some size on the inside so Tibbs won't have to make these weird adjustments, bro. You know,
we need Mitch back, but that's, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this playoffs, these games prove that. As much as the guys, there's fans who try to discount what Mitch's presence does and what is for the team or whatever. Like, we need Mitch back.
Right.
We need Mitch back. I feel like a Mitch makes that game a little bit different just by his presence. Like AD can't get up over Mitch like that. It's not about strength. It's not about strength. Like, it's also about height. You could come at the rim strong, but if you still got to get over my hand,
right?
Like, you're not getting over. Like, I'm sitting Mitch on AD. He gonna be annoying for you.
Right. Because the team.
I'm gonna force AD to shoot. Like, you're gonna have to shoot from the perimeter more because you're not getting easy buckets. Not getting easy buckets from the rim.
Right. If it were me, if I were Tibbs, I would have at least explored not switching on the pick and roll. At least explored it. Like instead of getting killed by Anthony Davis, can I please get killed by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope?
Yeah. He didn't even hurt us. Yeah.
Yeah, don't at least try at least 2 or 3 possessions to see if I'm sorry.
No, we really missed Quickly last night too.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we missed Quickly last night.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Because last night we needed shooting. So yeah, we missed a guy who could shoot.
Right.
Like, RJ could have had a bad game, right, and scored 3 shots and hit only 3 shots and still had a bad game and we win.
And we have a different
That's
conversation.
what, like this is what's bugging me. This is really the thing. I mean, and of course, I'm just on disgruntled fan time I'm pissed about the game. It was a very winnable game. Like, I love RJ. I love what he's doing, but this is solely that game. Yo, man, my man, you couldn't pull out one more shot in a whole 48 minutes of game time plus overtime. You couldn't get one more shot.
Yeah.
2 shots the whole game. 2 or 13, my guy.
Well, for Keith, it's like you said. When you do good, you're gonna get your flowers. When you do bad, you're gonna get your weeds.
Yeah, you got to get this work.
You got to get your weeds. You got to get that smoke.
Wait a minute. So if you do bad, it just takes you doing bad to get the weeds?
You get weeds. You get weeds.
Oh, you mean like the other things, not flowers.
Not flowers.
Opposite of flowers. Okay.
You weeds. But in your
Shout
term,
out to all the smokers in the building.
Yeah. In your term,
weeds got flowers too, though. Just so you know, so it's not really the opposite.
Nice little bud.
Okay.
They got nice little buds on top.
All right. How about this? You get dandelions. Dandelions are weeds, right?
Okay. All right.
But in your term, Freeze, you get that smoke. And me and G-Man was saying it this morning that, last night that, RJ was going to get that smoke. Just be prepared.
Let me say this.
He got to wake up this morning knowing that he's getting, like, if he wasn't mad at himself leaving that game, then I am very much misjudging RJ.
Right?
Nah. You know what it is, and then plus,
I know that. I'm sure he's agreeing with everything I'm saying right now.
Right.
Yeah, and I apologize for interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Let me say this. Don't sleep on the Lakers.
No.
The Lakers gonna make the game ugly. They're gonna, whoever they play, they're gonna make the game ugly.
So if they have a play-in, game with Golden State, you expect
them to be hard. They're a championship contending team. You expect them to be hard. They're defending. They just won the chip. Yeah, they're a hard team. That's.
Hey, and don't sleep on the fact.
I don't put yesterday's game on them. Like, they were doing them. Like, that's cool. Like, Kuzma showed up. Yay, Kuzma.
That was random too, by the way. That was a random.
Because Kuzma's a bum. But like,
yeah,
okay,
that
so
was random.
Shows up. But it seems against the Knicks, though, like, it always be some off-brand dudes that get light. Like, I don't understand that. But
like, who's the guy that hit the winning shot? I don't even know who he is.
I put this loss solely
Taylor
on
Horton Tucker.
This was a winnable game for us. Like, it was our L's that caused this L. And it wasn't even big L's. Like, yo, like, for real, we lost by one shot.
We beat ourselves. We beat ourselves.
That was our game, bro. And with LeBron ducking us, dude, the basketball god should have gave us that game.
Yeah, he was ducking us too.
You sitting now, you on the sidelines coaching cats, you talking, you in dudes' ears. Like, why you ain't playing, Bron?
Hey, LeBron, that was mighty manly of you, LeBron James.
You scared?
That was mighty manly. That was mighty tough guy of you, LeBron
but that
James.
was dope. If I was you, I wouldn't have came back against us either.
I'd have came back against the worst team in the league too.
There it is. There it is. You ain't flipping bottles. You ain't flipping bottles on our court no more, bro. You nervous.
Yeah. If he would have played, who would have stuck him last night? If he would have played, because you got Randall sticking AD. Who would have stuck him?
That is interesting. Probably maybe RJ and Bullock.
Well, I mean, I think the dynamic changes because if he's in, what is he? He's the 3.
Yeah.
So the dynamic changes. Who's out? Kuzma's out. I personally feel like if he played yesterday, LeBron's shot would have been off. He'd been out.
I think if LeBron played, we would have won.
I would have preferred LeBron playing quietly.
Yep. If LeBron plays, I think we win.
He would have been playing real tender on his, like, he wouldn't have been going 100% because he trying to be tender on his ankle.
Are you calling him Sugarfoot?
I would have much preferred LeBron playing.
Sugarfoot. He'd have been Sugarfoot yesterday.
Sugarfoot, yeah.
See, if he would have played, I wish we would have had Mario. Remember when Mario had dunked and then stepped over him?
Yo, that was such a beauty. No, he ain't step over him. He
no.
That was Giannis. He did that to Giannis.
He did that to Giannis. He blocked his shot, right?
He blocked that shot.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
actually, quietly, Mario had some very big plays for us.
Yeah, you remember he had 3 triple doubles in a row starting that point guard for us. Remember that? Remember the triple doubles?
He was playing point for a little while. And he was
yeah.
Is he in I don't even think he's in the league.
Nah, he's in the league, I think.
Oh, he is. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So shout out to I want to give the Lakers credit for doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't. What I don't want to do though is put the blame solely on Randall, who shot 10 for 25 yesterday. He shot 40%. If 10 for 25, quick math. I wish there was a math guy in the building that could help us with the math.
Free Keith is gonna agree with me with this. He has got to recognize the double team a little bit quicker than what he's getting, because there were a couple of moments where I was like,
he let everybody could see the double team coming to him, and he just let them come up on him like before he made a decision to throw the ball.
And the double teams wasn't even as tough as we've seen other teams do it to us in the past.
Rose does it too. But see, the thing about the Lakers is like they're bigger.
They're huge.
Somebody said they're long.
They're bigger than us, so it's kind of like you gotta get around a lot of arms and friggin' like.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
I just needed one more shot from somebody,
and I
put it on. When we lose a game by one shot, I always look around like, okay, who drastically didn't.
Reggie Bullock missing that 10-footer at the close of the game.
I feel you.
Reggie Bullock missing that 10-footer wide open.
Wide open. That was a disappointing shot. But still, when I look at the numbers, like, damn it, Reggie is not the guy who needed to shoot this. Oh. Like, are we in the middle of the
I thought I was going to the upper room. I was going to go to the upper room. I was like, I didn't think it was going to end like this. I need more time.
Okay. All right.
Like, God coming now?
You're right. I'm like, hey, man, he coming to get. I was thinking, Crossroads. You seen that movie? That song Crossroads. Harmony. Like, hey, this is how it's gonna end right here. Talking about Julius Randle double team. God dog it.
I wanted to at least go out on a Knicks win.
Right. Right. I wanted to go out with Mocha.
It would have been great. It would have been great to have won, and then we would have had to shut up Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp is gonna be all over that.
I hate that. Yo,
yeah.
He too dark. He too dark skinned to be riding nuts like that, man.
Bro, I'm telling you,
that would be really like he's really like strapped strapped to LeBron's nuts.
Professional. He a professional rider, bro. This dude is on a rider Hall of Fame. Like, I ain't even know that existed. He legit is like getting denim burns on his back from some jeans.
How are you from riding so hard? A professional jockstrap. Like, I don't understand. Like, he doesn't look at himself in the mirror and like, I'm really riding one man like this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, he doesn't like, nobody has pulled him up. Like, my man, like, that's really like, it's cool that you appreciate LeBron, but bro, man, it don't look healthy what you're doing.
Hey, so that's why I disagree. See, I appreciate Free Keith and GI, right? Like the Free Keith GI dynamic to me is like one of the best things in Knicks universe. I appreciate that, bro. But I'm not a rider, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, man.
When Shannon Sharp does
this, like Cornerstone is my man. He's my man.
Love him.
But I'm not out here signing all his checks for him.
Right. I'm not taking voicemail messages for Cornerstone Kev. Okay. Okay.
Shannon Sharp is legit LeBron's like personal assistant. Like, I don't understand.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm not going
to save your life in Nam or something. Like, why are you riding this dude like this, man?
Hey, yo, man. So I was watching your show this morning, Freeze. I got to give you credit, man. You stopped Hoodie Kev in its tracks, because he was about to bring the Knox initiative back in there, man.
Oh man, the Kevin Knox
promoing. Oh, he promoting for Knox again. Like, if Knox played, we would have won.
Yes.
Freezy caught him.
Yes.
I'm listening to it driving down, and I just started laughing.
Maybe if we had taken RJ out and put Knox in for a couple of we'd have had a couple more shots. So I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% in disagreement with that, yo.
I'm pro like what I tell.
Two shots? You hit 2 shots all game? You are number 2 guy, RJ? Two shots?
He is number 2 and played like number
Doo-doo.
2.
He played like number 2.
Yes.
Yo,
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And this is just me venting about that last game because I'm sure like this next game is going to be totally different. But
yeah,
I'd much rather lose to the Spurs, yo. I wanted that win so bad, yo.
Yeah. Right. And the thing about it is when you watch the Knicks give away a W, when you watch them give away a W, then it hurts more than watching them take an L all game long and can't adjust. Like when a team just is just better, you gotta be like, okay, they was just better. But come on, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
right there. We're right there.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope misses a wide open 3. I expected to miss right there. He ain't a closer. He ain't nobody. He a role player.
No, of course not.
You know what I'm saying?
They were not the better team yesterday.
Of course not.
The main guy on the floor yesterday was not better than our main guy on the floor.
Exactly.
Like it's like the second guy wasn't better than our second guy. Like it all came down to like people who regularly play a certain position not playing that position. Like RJ, you went from being a number 2 or number 3 option and you sank all the way to like the number 10th option.
Right.
Like for instance, if our 2 guys were healthy and playing yesterday, I don't know if you would have seen RJ in the fourth quarter.
We shouldn't have.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have. Like, but I understand though, like although we took the L for what position RJ plays for the team, he needed to be in yesterday.
Yes.
He needed to feel that loss was his fault. And I hope he does. And I'm confident. I'm confident he does. Actually, I'm confident he does.
Yeah,
they're going to practice today, right? They're going to practice today. Right?
No,
he's probably been in there shooting since last night.
They're in transit from the West Coast back to the East Coast. Remember, we have a game Thursday night.
He on the plane.
So they didn't fly out last night then. Okay.
He on the plane putting up go shots.
Yeah, that's probably because hey, that flight from LA to New York is no joke, bro.
Oh no,
because time goes back. Like when you fly in back. So every time zone you cross, puts you back in real time. It's not like you know how the game is at 10. And I'm not saying this to Kev because Kev travels, so he understands what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that red eye coming back from West Coast to East Coast is a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they're probably resting right now.
Right.
But I know they'll get in the gym. At the very minimum, in that flight, they're probably going over game tape and watching what the Lakers did to them.
Yeah.
I know Tibbs is. Because
please.
Because Tibbs is watching how Frank Vogel forced his perimeter players to drive the ball away from the basket, which is something that we hadn't seen for most of the year. Most teams try to drive you towards their shot blocker. They want us to drive away from the basket so that we could throw up these floaters. They want to give us these 12-footers, these 10-footers, and it's something that we hadn't seen. So now, if you RJ Barrett, you're like, what in the world are they doing?
Okay, so RG, the OG, said that they played as a team. Talking about the Lakers, Knicks played too much hero ball and ISO. Do you agree with that?
No, I was just saying to RG, the OG, that the Lakers gave us a different look. Yeah. What they did was they forced us out of what we were comfortable with, and we had to try to adjust, and we couldn't.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then after a while, when
they whatever the Lakers was doing was perfect for Frank.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was.
And do y'all notice that Frank plays good against these elite teams? Do y'all notice that?
I wouldn't go that far.
Like, because I didn't like his performance with the the Clipper game.
I loved his performance last night. I love
last night was last night was.
But he got to do that. He got to do that at least 3 nights in a row for me.
Yeah.
To believe him. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Cornerstone.
Yes, sir.
Frank has to be more aggressive offense, and this is the same talk. Free Keith and myself had this same conversation 4 years ago on Twitter. Frank is not aggressive.
The same thing now.
Yeah.
It's 4 years later, same thing. Like, aggression is still his problem. He's soft. He played like a Frenchman, yo.
Right. Right.
I got no words, man.
He is not a baguette, bro.
He plays hard.
He ain't a baguette. He a
Hey
croissant.
man, I ain't gonna be like Hoodie Kev. I ain't gonna be like Hoodie Kev and be like, let me tell you what I think of it.
No, Knox is king. So yeah, me and Free Keith was talking about Frank is not a baguette, bro. He's a croissant.
Yeah. He's a croissant. Yo.
Yeah, he is not a baguette, bro.
So the baguette's got the hard exterior a little bit. Like
let's cool some of our anger real quick. So something, you know how things pop up on YouTube and everything. So on my YouTube, what popped up was the best NBA fights. What was the best NBA fight that you saw?
Best NBA, not in this era.
Not this era. No.
Wow, that's random. You got to give us some time.
No, the best NBA fight was that with Meta World Peace.
Oh, the mouse and palace.
Why would the fan throw a beer at him? Like, I don't know why you would have thought.
Right.
Like, have you never watched the NBA? Like, why would you pick him? Like, that dude is legit like 730 crazy. Like, why would he be the one you threw the beer at? It looked like that dude saw his whole life flash before his eyes.
Hey, you know what? I'm with you. The funny thing about that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the funny thing about that is first of all, is two things. For the dude to be that accurate from that far away with the beer cup. It makes me think
it was a whole cup full of
right.
And it looked like every ounce of that liquid hit him. Like it didn't splash off of him. Nothing like he forced that joke. It was like a liquor bomb. Like it just hit him and blew up. The look on his face. I was like, oh, somebody about to get
here's
hurt.
Here's the thing. The guy that Meta went after, that wasn't really the guy that actually threw him. It was the guy that was on the side. Because the guy that he was like, oh shit.
He dumped up the wrong fan.
Right. Hey, Cornerstone, the dude that threw it, looked Meta in the eyes and pointed. It was him.
It wasn't even me, dog. It was him. He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke at all. He's like, I'm just here for basketball, bro. I'm just here for basketball.
But here's the thing, Free Keith. And then you see Jackson running up in his thing.
Yeah. Right. And then Cornerstone. And then the thing that really got me is when the dude must have thought depth perception is reality.
Yeah.
Because when you that far up in the stands and you watching these dudes run up and down the court, you're like, okay, he's 6'10". He ain't 7 foot. But bro, when an angry 6'10" dude running at you 270 pounds,
man,
you're like, holy crap.
Yes.
You're like, this ain't basketball.
Yes. Yeah. But then Ron
Oh.
Artest goes to the court and somebody's trying to run up on him. Ron was like, what?
I'm like, none of y'all read this dude's resume. Like, leave that man alone, bro. Like, that's on this court right now. That's the dude none of y'all really should be wanting to mess with. None of y'all.
Oh man,
he's
bro,
legit. The second best fight though.
Yeah,
with the Knicks when JVG jumped in.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. When your coach is rocking in a fight, bro. That's fight. That's a fight. That dude was wrapped around Alonzo Mourning's leg, like, yo, what you doing? What you doing?
I'm watching that game. Yeah, so I'm watching that game and just wanting to get the win and everything, and then the camera fades off. Like, okay, we get the win, and then all of a sudden it goes back over. Right. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Yo, and then when I knew Larry Johnson was a rider was when Lonzo threw that hook and LJ ducked it. Yeah. And was about to knock Zoe's chin off, but got grabbed.
That fight was a bunch of nothing, though. Like, nothing connected.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, now, one of them punches connected, but it looked nice.
No. Yeah. Well, the thing about it was back then.
Zoe swung like I'm looking tough. I'm going to just put this out here in case. I want people to know I'm tough. But Larry Johnson looked like when he swung and missed, LJ was loading up to knock this dude lips off, and he got
like
and they pulled him by his jersey.
Paul Bunyan, he had them Paul Bunyan slave arms about the
right. I'm telling you,
nah, you ain't trying to feel that smoke.
It was crazy.
I'm telling
but
you,
see, that stuff can't even happen today, man.
Nah. What about Derek Harper and JoJo English?
Oh, stop!
Yeah, you remember Derek Harper and JoJo English? Remember that JoJo and so we know JoJo English.
Yeah.
So JoJo English is from down here, right?
Okay.
And JoJo English is a talker. And JoJo, you are a talker, bro. I'm not being disrespectful because I might need Joe later on. But Joe, you are a talker, bro.
I'm watching that game.
The ass can't cash, yo.
So I'm watching that game. And we're like,
yes,
with him and everything. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you hear the whistles, and it's like, what happened? It's like, oh,
right. Derek Harper was like, yo. Derek Harper told him he wanted him. He was like, yo, one more time, and I'm gonna go cross your teeth, right? and Joe, and so for people from people from our area, they know certain trash talk is what we do down here, right? The trash talk game is serious. It's what we do down here, right? Yeah. So if you can't take it, bro, you just gotta take it outside. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, whether you playing spades or tomp, whether you playing ball, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But listen, Derek Harper grabbed my man.
Yeah,
and I thought he was gonna kill that young fella, bro. Because when you see an old man grab somebody by the throat, see, it's beyond basketball, bro.
Yeah. But what about the year before when Kevin Johnson was messing with Doc Rivers, and before the half even, we got to halftime when the whistle blows at halftime, Doc Rivers went after Kevin Johnson.
How you gonna steal my thunder, Kevin? That was
that's your AD.
That Chris Childs 2-piece on
Kobe.
Yes. I salute you on that one. Like that was the cleanest 2-piece that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, he clean got that 2-piece off of Kobe.
Go ahead, AD. I didn't mean to steal you.
Good morning, bro. How you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. Unc Freezy.
Yo, what's goody?
Keith. Kev.
What's happening, man?
Chris Childs probably got the best 2-piece off in sports history.
Clean. They were clean. But the best part of that Phoenix game was, if you remember, was when Greg Anthony jumped off the bench in his pretty blanket picnic shirt.
Yes.
And Pat Riley just ushered him off the court. Yo, that's when because Greg said it a couple of years ago that the Knicks had two mantras coming into the game. We either gonna win the game or we're gonna win the fight.
Or we're gonna win the fight. That was it. It's a fight. Period.
Does anybody remember, God rest his soul, Anthony Mason going up against Manute Bol? Did you see that one?
Yes. Nobody really wanted no smoke with Anthony Mason.
No,
right.
No,
nobody wanted no smoke.
Nobody wanted that.
He looked crazy from jump. Like, nah.
So listen. So back in the day, I used to take pride and bench press and stuff like that. I used to take pride in
it. Yeah.
I used to be like, when dudes walk by, I used to make my noise like, look at Uncle Freezy down here. You know what I'm saying? Slimmer.
Yeah.
But bro, back then, Anthony Mason, I probably would have been a little bit softer on that bench press, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna pump me.
I don't like it. I accept it. But I accept it.
I don't want to be in this fight. You know, but
not today.
Hey, Free Keith, I'll give y'all another one. Remember when we were playing
that like button?
Yeah, smash the like button. When we were playing Denver at the Garden, and we were losing to Denver. and J.R. Smith is coming down, and Marty Collins clotheslined him.
And Carmelo Anthony did the. And Carmelo Anthony did the Michael Jackson.
What'd you say, AD?
I said, and Carmelo Anthony did the Michael Jackson moonwalk to the other side of the court.
Yo, I really thought he was soft for that. Like,
that made me think he was soft at that time.
That made me
at that time, I thought he was soft.
Oh, you mean when Jared Jeffries was going? When Jared Jeffries was going after him, right?
He was soft.
Yes. Yeah. Because you're running from Jared Jeffries.
Who you at least got 4 inches on.
Yeah.
But what about J.R. Smith going after Nate Robinson?
That's it. Yeah, the Nate and J.R. show. The Nate and J.R.
You talk about the convenient fight.
Yeah, the convenient
fight. But up until Nate getting knocked out a couple of months ago, I would have put money on Nate because Nate was a football player. Nate is a surfer. Nate is a straight athlete.
Straight athlete.
Yeah.
And not just a football player, like a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
A good football player. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the days, man.
Yo, I saw Robert.
We'll never see another.
We'll never
fight.
see that. I mean, the only way we got close was when Rondo was going up against Chris Paul. When Chris Paul was with Houston.
And everybody had air in their chest. Everybody like,
yeah. You know what? Yeah, exactly.
But I respect Rondo for that, though.
Yeah.
Rondo hit him with that what you call that right cross real quick, like dog. You don't be spitting in my face. You spit in my face. Bang!
Right.
Yeah. That should have been after the game. After the game, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna keep seeing you forever after that.
Forever. We are now enemies. We are enemies forever.
Right. We had Phil McCoys from now on.
Every time I see you, we thumping.
Yeah.
Right, like Robert Parrish and Kurt Rambis. Really,
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, the pick and roll wasn't that heavy. Back in the day, people used to run. They 1-4 motions, they 2-3s. You know what I'm saying? Where only one guy. Or either you had an offense where one guy was the primary ball handler, or everybody touched it, right? And so Dennis Johnson runs the pick and roll with Robert Parrish, and everybody trying to figure it out. Robert Parrish skates down the lane because defenses ain't used to seeing the pick and roll like that, and so he skates down the lane and he dunks, but Kurt Rambis hits him with a flying body block from out of nowhere, like Jimmy Snuka. You know what I'm saying? And so Robert Parrish get up and he trying to get to Kurt Rambis, and the referees is like, Chief, shoot your free throws. Chief, shoot your free throws. Because they ain't wanted to be a fight, right? So all game long, Parrish is trying to get back to Rambis, and he can't. He trying to do it within the game. So in the fourth quarter, the Celtics is up by 17, right? Or 17-18. And it's like everybody like, yeah, this game over with, man. Let's just get out of here and go smoke some Newports or whatever. And Kurt Rambis is going down the other end for a layup. And Chief punches him in the face in the air.
In the face.
In the air. You like, you ain't even gonna try to go for the ball.
That was crazy.
Yeah, you ain't even gonna try to go for the ball, bro. You ain't even gonna try to go for it. He just unloaded.
You know what? I remember a most recent one too, when Serge Ibaka went up against the guy
Embiid?
from not Embiid, the guy from Cleveland. Not
Drummond.
Not Drummond. No, not Drummond. No, before Drummond. What's the player's name? The player fouled him.
Boston now?
No. Cleveland.
I know. But were you talking about Tristan Thompson?
No, not Tristan Thompson. No, this is before. This was like maybe 2 years ago when Ibaka was with Toronto. He had gotten fouled, and Serge had hit him from behind. He had, I don't know if it was not Bagley.
No, you talking about the dude from Minnesota? You talking about
was it Minnesota or was it Phoenix?
No,
was it Phoenix? No, not Phoenix. Not Minnesota. It was.
You talking about the center that played with Carl Anthony Towns, the dude from Louisville?
What's his name?
I'll see if I can find it. But
what's his name?
Gorgie Ding.
No, that was with Now that one was with was with Booker, with Booker, and Booker said, "You know what? I'll meet you, in the
No.
in the tunnel. I'll meet you in the tunnel."
No. Gorgie Dang was talking to a center. Gorgie Dang had a beef with an African center.
Now I
He
got
was like, Gorgie Dang was like, yeah, he from such and such place, but I'm fortunate to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would be on the streets. This dude don't understand that this is a job, and I'm glad, but I'm just glad. I'm happy to be here. You ain't just gonna push me around.
Right.
Remind him that basketball was his job. Dude, Gorgie Dang is not a super talented dude. He like, yo, I'm fortunate to be. I forgot what the dude name is.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. As we speak.
Or my favorite swing and miss was in the playoffs. I think was that with when Camby's first time with the Knicks. I think Danny
Camby was another nut job.
Danny
Danny
Ferry hit him with a cheap shot to his eye.
Yeah.
And Camby ran up from behind him, and I don't know how he didn't connect because he swang from down to his shoes, and he literally missed everything. He damn near missed air. He missed everything. Like, dude, if he had connected with that, I'm like, you're lucky. If you're connected with that, the league would have put you out forever. You'd have been on some Artest stuff.
Yeah.
And as much as I love those old physicalities of the game, as years gone by, they had to clean that up because it was getting to a point where
ridiculous.
Every team had a goon specialist or two.
It was like hockey.
Yeah, every team had a goon specialist because I saw Robert Parrish. As much as the bad boys were tough, Robert Parrish beat the hell out of Bill Laimbeer under the basket, and none of his men's jumped in. You'd have thought that would have been the first.
People were scared of Robert Parrish on the low. People were scared of Parrish.
He was beating Parrish. Yeah, but Parrish waited for like the right moment, and Parrish hit him with like the left, right, down goes Frazier, left, right, right. He kept hitting him.
Yeah.
And Laimbeer's like on the ground, like covered up. And I'm like, no, if there's ever a time for it to be a total brawl, this is it. Because dude was not, this is it. Because that dude was not trying to get a rebound. He purposely hit him with like everything.
Yeah, Chief was dirty. Chief was dirty like that now. But to AD point, AD Laimbeer had fouled Parrish so hard the game before that.
Yeah.
And Parrish couldn't get back to him.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so
that player's last name was Chris. His last name was Chris.
Oh, Marquise Chris. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. But Robert Parrish had got fouled in the game before that. This was playoffs. And Robert Parrish was trying to get to him, but
I'll be right back, guys.
They ejected Laimbeer from the game for the flagrant foul. So Chief couldn't get back to him. So he had to wait a whole game to get back to him.
But as tough as that bad boy team was, they literally was standing around watching their man on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, am I gonna help you up? What am I supposed to do here? I'm like, no, this is one of those moments. Yeah, this is one of those moments where you gotta take off. But good thing the league, as much as it cost us, because when Charlie Ward flipped PJ Brown, or PJ Brown flipped Charlie Ward,
right,
it changed the course of history.
Yeah.
That changed the course of history because that Knicks team, that a lot of people don't remember this. That Knicks team stopped the Bulls from winning 70 games twice, back-to-back seasons.
Yep.
Because we beat them on the last game of the year that year, and held them at 69. You know what I'm saying? Held them at 69, and that was like probably one of our best late 90s teams that we had. And it was like, yo, this is it. Buck Williams, Terry Cummings, all of these guys off the bench. We got something here. Right. And that fight literally changed the course of history because we never could rebound after that situation.
Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So I got two things I want to just throw in real quick. So first of all, the fact that Buck Williams was never a Knick in his prime is disturbing to me because he was the perfect fit for Patrick Ewing, right? Because he was one of the original power forwards to be able to knock down that 10 to 20 footer consistently. Like he was like that Horace Grant mode. For those that don't understand what I'm talking about. He was in that Horace Grant mode. But the thing is, Buck Williams was super tough. Buck Williams would fight your whole team. I saw a guy foul Buck Williams, and before the foul was over, he was begging Buck, like, Buck, I'm sorry, man, please, man. Buck, man, I'm sorry, man. Buck, you know it was an accident. And Buck, Buck was like a deep voice dude, like, I'm gonna kill everybody. And he like, Buck, please, man, I'm sorry. Buck Williams. And my second point is, yo, I think it's time for us to get over this 90s Knicks team not winning the championship and start retiring numbers. It's enough, bro.
Bro. You gotta have standards, bro. Like as much as I love the Cats, like yo, like you gotta have a standard for it. Like yo, like I dig it. Like they got us as close as we came to a chip since the 70s, but like yo, like no chip, no chip, no dip. Come on, man. Like,
bro, because
you can't relax standards. You can't relax standards because of emotion.
You got to, man.
I love that. I love that squad. So who's next? What you gonna do? You gonna retire Melo's number?
Because
fans already want to do that.
We gonna wind up retiring.
Like, come on, man. Like we really lowering the bar here in New York. Like let's not do that. Let's not do that.
There's no bigger Bernard King fan than myself. Right. But in truth, BK only had 2.5 good years with the Knicks.
He played 208 games with us.
He's a Hall of Famer, but do you retire his number? I mean,
yes,
I'd be cool with
it. The case, I'd say part of the retirement of the number 2, like he got a chip with us, but there's also a body of work before us and beyond us. So like that, in addition to the chip, like who Bernard King was. Merry Christmas. I'm retiring your number. Like Melo, he has the resume, but I'm not retiring somebody who didn't bring us a chip. Like I'm just not doing it, y'all.
But I could celebrate you in other ways.
Oh, like, definitely. Yeah. You still a legend here. You still a legend.
Yeah, but that up. You know what? Maybe if we, when we win our next chip,
there we go.
Then we can relax the rules. Then we can relax.
Yeah, like how we inside of the whole chip drought trying to relax rules.
That's
poverty. That's poverty nonsense. Like, no, I'm not taking it. I'm not having it. Like,
bro. You got to do it.
Legitimate, bro. Like we legitimately don't have the chips to be retiring Cats. Period.
Yo,
if anybody's shirt needs to be retired, it should be Ron Baker, because he risked his life.
Yes.
Ron Baker risked his life.
He risked his life for the team.
Yeah, he was a kamikaze pilot on Anthony Davis.
Yo, y'all have no idea how much I love Ron Baker, and we didn't need him then because we were a rebuilding team. But I tell you, the presence of a guy like Ron Baker when you're a championship contending team is invaluable.
Yes. Yeah.
What I'm getting at though is So if winning the chip is the standard, why are we always talking about the 90s Knicks?
Because we love that. Because we love those guys.
Because they're winning the chip.
But they didn't win the chip. So we
then there's the process to winning the chip. They did excellently on the process to winning the chip. They just never got the chip.
But they didn't win the chip.
We're really celebrating the process there. We're celebrating the process there.
But they didn't win, Free Keith, so we shouldn't be talking about them.
But like a team doesn't always, only one team ever wins the chip every year. So are you saying the other 29 teams, like, or the team that got close, or the team that wasn't there before and got close to winning it, like their fans shouldn't celebrate that? You gotta celebrate it.
No. So what I'm saying is I feel like there is a clear,
because for the 80s Knicks, the 90s Knicks was night and day.
I know.
Yeah.
And for the 2000 Knicks, the 90s Knicks was night and day.
No, 90s Knicks is a whole nother.
No, it depends on when 90s you're talking about. Not on when, because like to me, like 99 was probably like last of the good ones.
Right. No doubt. So, but what I'm saying is 80s Knicks is different from 90s Knicks. 2000 Knicks is different.
The 90s Knicks was a step up from the 80s Knicks.
And the 2010 Knicks is
They
not the same conversation.
They were a step back
with the 90s.
They were a step back. After 2001, we was trash.
Right, but so if we revered them so much, why not retire some of these cats' numbers? You know,
let's make rules. Let's make rules. What's the retirement rule?
The numbers.
What's the retirement rule?
You gonna run out of numbers at some point in time. You gonna start taking
bro. Taj Gibson wears 67, bro. Come on, man. Taj Gibson wears number 67. Greg Anthony wore number 50 and number 2.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
So it's not like back in the day at the YMCA, you could only wear limited numbers because the referee could only do. You know how the referee goes to the table? Your number could only go to 55 because of the number of fingers. That's in the basketball rule book. Like you can't go past 55 because the referee has to be able to signal to the official scorer, you know what I'm saying, who the player was, right? Based on your hands, right? But now they go up to the table and be like, hey, foul on number 67. You know, times are different.
Give me one more. If you gave us another chip first, then you could start letting in, if you want to do Starks, if you definitely want to do, if you want to do Oakley's never getting that. He's never getting that. That's never going to happen for him here with this ownership.
Yeah.
But give me a chip first, and then we could relax the rules.
Yeah, like you can't do it from the inside. Like you can't change the rules having never met the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to wait till you've met the rules first.
No, I mean it in the sense
I'm agreeing with you.
But how I mean it is in the sense of the Lakers could retire another 10 uniforms and have another 10 statues for any and anybody, because you know what? They already have a lot of stuff up there already. Same thing like the Celtics. You wouldn't even know because they're synonymous with winning forever.
But they're not us though. They're not fly by night. Like for instance, Lakers fans, when basketball season is over, they chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Knicks fans, when basketball season is over, and it's usually the last game of the regular season here lately, Knicks fans are legit getting into. We are just getting started into what you know what I'm saying?
Good teams, championship regulars have bandwagons. Like once you have contingents of bandwagon fans, you know you've made it as a team. Like I'm not hating the fact that the Lakers fans are like that for the Lakers means that the Lakers franchise is probably a winning franchise.
Right.
Watch when we get wins. When we start winning chips, it's gonna be mad middle of the road Knicks fans. Like it's that to me proves the point of why the Lakers are probably more like of a higher caliber team in terms of chips and stuff like that. Is the fact that they have such mediocre fans, because they can afford to be. Those are the majority of your most vocal fans are going to be bandwagon joints when you're a good team.
Right.
But good morning, old men, old geezers.
Good morning.
Who? What's going on, man? Especially you, beautiful.
Who?
What's going on, CP?
Yeah.
I'm young and sexy. I don't know what y'all talking about.
You know what I mean?
Young, flying, flashy out here.
You know what I mean?
Salute.
What's going
Ron, what's good, brother?
Man. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
sir.
Man. Oh, man. You know, last night.
You sound tight. You sound tight, Ron. I hear it in your voice, fam.
Here we go.
You know what? I got it out last night. Out last night, man. It was a late one. I mean, woof. Being up late, man, I didn't think I would be up right now. But you know what I mean? Hey, once the little one get up, once that sun come up, it's hard to sleep, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
dude.
Hey, I ain't got no gas in Georgia, man. I ain't going nowhere. So,
hey, we ain't hardly got none on this side neither, man.
For real? Oh, it's hitting y'all hard, huh?
Yeah, it's hitting us, man. It's hitting us.
Damn.
No gas, bro.
Yeah, but hey, man, that game last night, fellas. But first off, man, salute to everybody on the panel, man. Of course, to the big dog. Y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is.
I appreciate it, Ron. Thank you.
Hey, he the big dog as well. CPA, man, love your work, man. Everybody, man. Freak Heath. Why Kev got his stuff just blackout? I need to see his face this morning. You know what I mean? Hey,
he firing people right now, bro.
Okay,
he fired 3 people yesterday. Well, I was like, Kev, why you firing people on the live stream, bro? You can't take them in the conference room.
man.
Like, hey, you're all fired.
All of y'all.
You look at him wrong. You're getting fired today.
In a high pitched voice. Oh, y'all fired.
I'll be damned if I'm getting fired by Smurf.
Shout out to Dog City as well.
Yeah, man.
I see my man City for real. Dog City in the building. Shout out to you, man. You got the right attire on. You know what I mean? And I think that's and my man with the Al Pacino Scarface logo. I think that's I know that's my man with the gold watch. I can't think of yeah. What's up with you, AD, man? Hey,
good fam.
This game last night. You know what really showed, man. We're a tough team, not to be taken lightly by nobody. But there is a but. Well, I don't want to say but because but cancel out everything I just said. However, when it comes to us closing, that's where we lost the game at. We couldn't close the game.
Absolutely.
We was up 10. There's no reason to go in overtime. You know what I mean? There's no reason for that. But I tell you this, once we go to overtime, it's a whole different ball game. My problem last night, I thought Coach Tibbs did a great job coaching the game for the most part. However, I got to stop saying but. However, not playing Frank when RJ clearly didn't have it tonight. And I love Mr. O Canada, the Bushmaster. Everybody knows.
Damn it.
Locked up.
He in the Matrix. He in the Matrix. A Neo Morpheus is looking for you.
Randall is better than AD.
There you go.
Last night, RJ didn't have it, and my suspicions were confirmed because I felt like I brought up this name who gave him problems the last time we faced him, April the 12th, I believe. RJ got held to 8 points. 8 points, and it was Wesley Matthews tonight. How much did he have? 7?
Wes is a legitimately good defender.
And what I found with RJ is when he plays against players that's just as strong as him, he have a hard time. He struggled. If he can't bully you, he's going to have a hard time. Last night was a bad night for him. Also, my man, Mr. R&B on WKNI CKS Radio, Mr. Reggie Block. Love Reggie Bullock, the way he's been playing. Last night, a bad night for him too. We cannot have a game with both of your wing players go. Them boys were like 4 of 22 or some ridiculous. You're not winning when they combine for 13 points. But even with that being said, as terrible as they played, we had a chance to win this game and should have won this game.
Should have won the game.
Late game execution with the turnovers.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you, of course, you look at things again. You get an opportunity to, formulate a new opinion. But what appeared to me, what was this? The New York Knicks down the stretch of that game played not to lose the game instead of trying to win the game. We started holding the ball and letting the clock run and let Julius get caught in ISO situations. People stopped moving. The ball stopped moving. The spacing was terrible, and it caught up to us. It was a classic case of not finishing. And normally when teams don't finish, it's because they stop being in attack mode and start playing tentatively and waiting for the clock to run up. That's how I look in that game.
Like they just knew they was gonna win. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Well. Hold on. I hear your point. And I hear it very clearly. I predicted
they started
a couple of days
early.
ago. I predicted a couple of days ago that this was going to be an overtime game. Didn't I do that, Freezy? Thank you.
You and G
I predict.
Hey,
and the reason why is because the Lakers were playing for something and we were playing for something, and this was a playoff atmosphere.
Absolutely.
And so I believe that our two leading scorers last night was Julius Randle and Derrick Rose. Obviously,
the only two in double figures.
Only two in double figures,
and they were not efficient either.
Okay, but Julius was. Look at the Julius numbers.
Julius was 10 for 25.
But here's the thing, right? When you only have two guys that are contributing the way they were contributing, what are you going to do in the fourth quarter? You're going to keep giving it to them. And I believe that in that fourth quarter and going into overtime, they were gassed. And that's when the third person is supposed to step up. The third person, somebody is supposed to step up and give them a little bit of a support system, whatever, and they just didn't have that. And
that's why a guy like Burks is so important.
Right. And the guy, and so THC or whatever his name is, he hit a big shot. Right.
Off-brand.
McElroy, he hit some big shots. AD.
McLemore,
right. Was that?
Like it always be off-brand cats that get off on us, man.
Exactly. But listen,
it always be some old like, what was his name? Type dude. That's the guy that lit us up.
Yeah.
So it always like Freaky say, it always be the off-brand light-skinned dudes that kill us randomly.
I did not say light skin.
And Taylor Horton Tucker.
That's absolutely what I did not say.
Okay. Let me walk that back. It'd be off-brand cats, and I'm saying it's the light-skinned dudes that randomly just show up.
Let me finish my point. To Free Keith's point, it would be those guys, and we didn't have those guys. You know what I'm saying? So
like Burks is our off-brand guy.
Yeah. And I mean, Frank was like the sort of our off, and Obi, he, props to those two guys because those two kids came to play. And,
say that again.
Those two kids came to play, and we gotta, give them a little praise, right now.
What? Hell yeah! Night, don't be scared about it. I kick Frank back in when he's bad. I'm mad at RJ for ruining Frank's great game. Like you're supposed to come away with a win with a game like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when they couldn't hit the side of the backboard from the late third quarter to the mid fourth quarter, they pretty much lost it. They pretty much lost it. You go up by 10, you should have been up by 16.
You couldn't tell me that we wasn't walking away with that game.
Yeah. They
started doing the whole holding the ball points. Like they started doing it too early. That was the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Playing not to win
too early.
Yeah, we tried. We got comfortable. We held the ball and got conservative instead of keep attacking, playing through the whistle, playing through the end of the game.
Yeah,
tentative
and predictable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn
ISO. It was a lot of ISO late in the game, and I'm gonna tell you what. Gotta give the Lakers.
Even went to overtime.
Gotta give the Lakers credit late in that game because if you saw something they did, and it was smart.
I ain't giving the Lakers credit for nothing. They're a championship team.
But this is what I'm talking about. This is what they did late in that game. They took the ball out of Julius' hand and Derrick Rose, who were the two guys who was giving us all the offense late in that game, and made RJ get that ball.
But to your point, Ron, when they were throwing AD on the perimeter with his defensive skills, they were susceptible to backdoors.
Yeah.
The Knicks I'm like, Coach, you gotta see this. You gotta see this susceptible to backdoors because they are front loading everything to the perimeter.
All their bigs are on the perimeter.
Yeah, they front loading everything to the perimeter. And Julius, you didn't post up at all in those moments, so you didn't help to spread the floor.
I don't know why I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was it kind of reminded me of like that no look pass Frank gave to Taj, like
Oh, that
plays
was
like
beautiful.
that.
Yes,
that
exactly.
was like
That's one of Frank was the only one
beautiful.
who saw that.
Yeah.
I tell you this, fellas, what else stood out in this game, though, man?
But I don't think. But honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead. You good.
I don't think Rose could make that pass because Rose is a shorter player, and he has to jump up and make that that type of pass. So Frank is a long arm player, so he could pass over the the defenders, whatever.
Rose missed him, and Rose missed him, passed it to Frank, and Frank no looked him, and
that was a thing of beauty.
I'm gonna tell you all this last night.
In the Clipper game too.
Another thing last night that jumped out at me, man, is, and shout out to my man Cornerstone Kev. You know we're gonna talk about your boy in a minute, but this was another thing, man, and I gotta say this, man, because we got some Knicks fans who feel like because you have said things about players in the past about you wanting them to fly on out of town and stuff like that, that basically you can't say anything good about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't roll like that. Hey, first of all, I'm a fan of the Knicks. Period. One. Secondly, though, in this role, I'm an analyst too. We all are. When we get up here, we voice our opinions about players. We are being an analyst. And you have to be objective. And exactly. You have to be responsible for what you say, and you have to be objective, man. And with that being said, I don't care. Everybody know what I've said about Alfred Payton. Everybody know I talk about him, wanting him gone. But when the guy plays good, I got to give him his credit. All these guys, if they win in New York, Knox another one. Y'all hear how I talk about him. But when he's out there, if he's playing and he played good, I got to give him his flowers. If he's playing bad, I got to give him the thorns. You know what I mean?
Thorns,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, thorns. That's it. I said weeds. Yeah, thorns.
But the thing is, last night, Julius Randle, I'm going to tell you this. Julius Randle showed last night that he's a superstar. Julius Randle.
Yeah, he did.
And you know, when I gave my grade of him as an A+ on the show last night, you know, guys was like, but he had those few plays. You know, and I thought about it. I changed my grade to a B+, man. But you know, you sleep on it, and I keep leaning that he got to be in that A category, and because of the fact not only what the numbers that he put up, which was efficient, it was also because the guy shot 50% from the 3-point line, to go along with 100% from the free throw line, and only had 3 turnovers. But this was the thing. This guy held Free Keith, everybody. News flash, everybody.
Yeah, I realize the Lakers are the defending champions.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like they're the defending champions who are the favorites for this year's championship.
Was coming in, exactly. So Julius Randle held
Anthony Davis. Knicks.
He held Anthony Davis to 20 points. Nobody else was guarding Anthony Davis. This is what Julius Randle all night. And he took him to the cleaners. Heavy starch.
This guy that can say doesn't play defense.
Yeah. Oh, he put Julius, and then on that one play, I love when I saw Julius ran out of bounds and got the ball. Even the commentator was talking about how Julius was hustling. Yeah. Man, Julius Randle is hair, partner. He's hair.
Let me say something.
He's ours.
Yes, sir.
Let me say something. It goes back to, like, you know, this whole year we were putting over expectations, under expectations, whatever. We had the talk about, and I got roasted about, is RJ a star? And my only point was this: during big moments, and I'm not taking anything away from it, you know, this kid. So please hear me out and my point. And, you know, so I'm not, you know, diminish him as who he is, because he's only 20 years old and his ceiling is very, very high. And I believe last night was a learning experience for him. And I'm going to take it as that. And I'm not mad at RJ. But but we as fans, we start putting these heavy expectations on our guys, right? Like RJ, right? Last night was a playoff game. The lights were the brightest. It was Staples Center. It was for the fourth seed. It was a team that was trying to avoid the play-in,
It's
right?
nationally
That
televised.
it was nationally televised, right?
Mhm.
When you play, to your point, Ron, right? Like Julius Randle played. When the lights are the brightest, the stakes, the odds are the pressure and everything are the thing. And you play like that. That is a franchise player, whatever. That is a star. That's what
Absolutely.
makes stars. And last
Mm-hmm.
night, and look, we have all season we already know who Julius Randle is, whatever. But last night he shined the brightest, and we have to be careful with this. Oh, do you think such is a star? Put them in moments and let's see how they shine.
I'm interested to see playoff Randall, y'all.
Oh
Me too.
man.
Me too.
I'm very
Me
interested.
too.
No, because like what CP is saying about last night's game is that, like I felt like that was like the biggest game of the year for us.
It
Yeah.
was, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It was, man.
I'm not 100. I'm like, this is me bitching about the loss is just like some fan joint or whatever. I don't really like. To me, technically, I think the Clippers are the better team, to tell you the truth, and like we put them away, and we the same shorthanded team. You know what I'm saying, that we talking
Yeah.
about without Burks and what you call it anyway, and they were full throttle. So I don't really look at it as like that big a deal on the loss, but like it was such a big national game, and the optics of it looked like LeBron was kind of ducking us. Like
Yeah.
it looked like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to, like, that was a juicy win for us. Like that's like
Yeah, but I hate to cut you off, Keith, but it was a big loss because now we dropped to 6. And we don't control our own destiny anymore. Right?
I hold different feelings
We
about
still
that.
do.
Like,
We
as
still
much
do.
as I have my fan thoughts about that, like like we this, that, and the other, that this, like, honestly, I can't really find myself being mad at whatever happens from this point forward.
Yeah, I don't. Let me jump on for a second.
This is all icing to me. Like, this is all icing on the cake to me.
Yeah,
Home
I
field
don't care
advantage
about
is something
4,
though.
6, or 7. I don't care about none of that because we're not in a position where we could be like, we don't want to play this team. We want to play that team. We want to play. We should want to play anybody that's in front of us should be food.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, but we're looking at Milwaukee and Brooklyn.
I'm gonna tell y'all who we
What was the saying that? What was the saying that Clyde said? You make your name in the regular season, but you make your fame in the playoffs.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's the separates an all-star from a superstar, man. When it comes time for the bright lights,
the picture next to that quote gotta be like, it gotta be James Harden. It gotta be James Harden picture next to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All star, but I don't consider him a superstar because
Yeah,
he don't show up. He don't show up.
He
don't show up in the
Harden.
playoffs.
I still
He
don't
show
trust
up.
Harden.
But I tell you this, fellas, I'm gonna tell you this, and I sat there and thought about this. With the New York Knicks, we may as well get ready for it. I feel like everything is coming down to these two teams going to face each other first round. It's going to be New York, Miami. It's gonna be a series like what it was back in the days. That's what's gonna happen, man.
I really kind of don't want that. Like,
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's
If
gonna
it
happen.
happens,
I want to.
Ron Miller, what's happening, man? All right.
Oh, what's goody?
Good to see
I
you.
want to see the Hawks first. I want to see the Hawks.
Yes, so we can
For
do
obvious
our
reasons,
field trip. If we get the Hawks in the first round, we can do our field trip.
Oh yeah, you know I'm flying down. You know I'm flying down. Flying down on United.
No, you ain't invited. You ain't invited, Kev.
That's a great concept.
Why we
So
can't
I fly down.
I knew it wouldn't take long. I knew it wouldn't take long.
So just to do one, just so that everybody can hear us clearly. So our dream scenario is being a 4 seed where we can play the Atlanta Hawks at the 5 seed, and we can do a field trip of Knicks universe in Atlanta, Georgia, posted up in a compound where we can chop it up, talk Knicks talk, get to meet each other, do the meet and greet,
Hey,
you know
be
what I'm saying?
careful. Be
Cut
careful.
up.
There is a place called the Compound here.
I'd come down.
Yeah, you invited, man.
I'll
That's
take
for
a
Kevin.
flight.
So CP, let me just finish this thing just real quick, and I get out the way. But what we want to do is the ideal scenario is us catch Atlanta, and in that way, the Knicks fans, universal, can all meet in one, not all, but mostly meet in one place where we can hang out and kick it. Because y'all don't really know Uncle Freezy like y'all think y'all know Uncle Freezy, like, and we don't know CP the artist like you think you know CP the artist. But when we get together,
I don't want to.
when we get together, in one place, like, you know what I'm saying, just hanging out, kicking it, you can hear, like, you can understand why I have certain takes, because you get to get a background of who I am as a person, as opposed to just a guy on the screen. Like when we get together, Free Keith ain't got to buy no drink. I don't care if it's Pepsi or Hen. I don't care if it's water or rum. He not buying nan drink while I'm around. You know what I'm saying? And if Ron Cleveland can make it, Ron Cleveland ain't gotta buy no meal. I don't care if we talking Spam or Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? He ain't buying nothing. And if you want to see me and Ron Cleveland fight, you want to see me and Ron Cleveland fight? Tell Ron Cleveland to try to pay for some food when I'm around. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be the Incredible Hulk against the Thing.
Right. But you won't get to see. But we don't necessarily get to see that kind of stuff because we don't get together. Unfortunately, COVID, what's the name, had something to do with that. But if we catch Atlanta in the first round of the playoffs, that's what we're planning to do.
Well, let me ask you something.
As enticing as it would be, we can beat Miami. We didn't have.
I just think that the
Hawks meet. He said, "Are you talking about meet in Miami? Are you serious?"
No, beat Miami. He said beat Miami.
Okay. I was gonna say, because some of us have lives, bro. And we meet in Miami. I don't want to be paying for this trip 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? Because Miami, Florida is expensive, bro.
Hey, yo, I got a girlfriend, and the last thing that she wants is me in Miami.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, Ron, you might have to put me up in your house, man. Ron has to put me up in his house, man, because I'll be kicked out.
Ain't nobody wants you, man. You gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Ain't nobody want you.
Hey, so just let me throw this out here real quick. So for those interested in this shindig in Atlanta, Georgia, hit me up on Twitter. Posh Kev is putting together the details for it. And so what I'm gonna do is gather some information for those that want to participate. DM me on Twitter, right? And then once we get some information together, we'll send out an email to everybody, letting them know what we plan on doing.
Will the playoffs start next week? They start next week, or the
22nd? 22nd.
Kev, let me just.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just asking. That's all. I'm just asking. Oh, shut up, man.
So what we want to do is we don't want to have it be too big, but because we would have to plan for catering and parking and a whole bunch of stuff. But if it does get to that size, then we want to plan accordingly, where we can have accommodations for everybody, and that we can all be together in a safe environment where, you know what I'm saying, where we can kind of get together and put the stuff together. I'm going to talk to people on the telephone. Like, I'm going to get y'all numbers and stuff and ask y'all what y'all looking for and all kind of stuff. That way, when we get down there, we'll be in a safe place. Nobody have to order food or whatever. We could just kick it. You know what I'm saying? That we want to take care of all that stuff before we go. So when we get to the A, hey, all right, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this, man, as enticing as it is, having family members in Atlanta and so close.
Right.
I know I'm not gonna go, man.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Kev. This situation with this COVID situation, man, you got to remember, I worked in healthcare for 12 years.
That's right.
I just got my second shot yesterday.
I don't take that thing lightly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like the time right now, man. When this thing get blown up out of here, next season gonna be where I'm coming to New York. Period.
All right.
Straight up.
All right.
Free Keith, everybody that's in New
Drinks
York.
You coming up here? You coming up
here
here and drinks on me.
I'm coming. Hey, Long Island iced tea. That's my favorite. Soon as I get on
Man,
vacation,
y'all are so old, man.
it's like a ritual, man. Long Island iced tea, hot wings,
That's right.
and French fries.
Hey,
That's my
right.
go-to.
listen, Ron. You gotta move up from Long Island and
No,
get
man, that
yourself
thing just
a Manhattan, bro. Get yourself a Manhattan.
okay.
You
Well,
a bourbon guy?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna have to try. I'm open to try it, man. But I tell you, that Long Island just hit right.
That's
that thing
right.
just tastes good,
I
man.
I know.
You know what I
But
mean?
make
It
sure
just tastes.
But make sure you get the top shelf, not the bottom shelf.
Oh
stuff,
no.
man.
Hey, if it ain't top, I ain't want it. I don't want
No,
that
we
bottom
don't
of
do.
the barrel
Yeah,
stuff, man.
we don't do no gut busters, bro.
No,
We
hey,
don't gut
that's
busters.
headache the next morning stuff. I don't want that.
No, we ain't doing that.
But yeah, man, hey, cause I'm gonna tell you, Freezy, I'm an Atlanta Braves fan too with baseball, and I've been to that new stadium, man. And I was like, man, I gotta come back. And it's tempting. It's very tempting. Right. But man, with this thing the way it is, man, I just like
you gotta take care of yourself.
You know what? Yeah, you know what I mean. It's serious. Like I hadn't went home to see my parents since February of last year until this past weekend.
Right.
That's just what I mean how I'm playing that thing, man. Because like people be walking around, and I'm gonna tell you when they was talking about that fact about people being asymptomatic, I was like, what? But my pops was asymptomatic. No symptoms at all. You know what I mean? My mom had it. She had a little bit of the sniffles and the loss of taste and loss of smell. But my dad had nothing. And that's the scary part about this thing, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they say 50% of the transmissions is coming from people who's asymptomatic. So just because somebody walking around you and they ain't exhibiting no symptoms, that don't mean nothing.
I don't know if you heard, but the football, the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to be at full capacity.
Ooh. The baseball already at full.
It's really?
Georgia,
I didn't know that.
It's Georgia, bro. Georgia is one of different states, bro.
Listen, we was closed for about a good 3 weeks, and then we was back in action.
Right.
Yeah. We were.
Yeah, that's a state to state kind of. That's a state to state kind of call.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Georgia and Texas is wilding out.
Yeah, so we don't want to like what Ron's saying. We don't want to create a super spreader event. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that because something like that can run the risk of hundreds of people.
Hey, look. But I'm waxed and vaxxed, man. I'm ready to go. Waxed and vaxxed.
Yeah, I just got my second shot yesterday. I'm good to Grizzy.
Yeah, man.
I got mine too as well. Count me in, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine in June.
I went down to Dallas, so
I'm gonna get mine in June, man. My daughter getting married in Nashville, man, in August.
Oh, congratulations,
bro! Congrats, man.
Congrats, you gotta go.
I hadn't even seen my grandson yet, man.
Yeah.
By the time I get there, he'll be 5 months.
Wow.
Now you got some big things coming. You can't risk none of that.
You mean you hadn't seen him live because I know you saw pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I know you've seen some pictures.
I've seen them Google photos, Google videos, FaceTime with my daughter, but not had a chance to actually.
Them tears are gonna roll. Them tears are gonna roll, bro. Them tears are gonna roll. Tears of joy.
Man, Kev boy, soldiers don't cry. We multiply.
Yeah.
Man, I know you cried. Don't even act like that, Ron.
I'll be lying. Kev, you right. Hey, I would be lying, man. I'm a sensitive dude. I know I am.
I'm about to say, I thought that was
Gentle giant.
Oh man,
put the dark, Ron.
Caps on in the chat, man, because he was capping.
I'm just picking, man. But this is my first grandson, man. I'm telling you, this whole thing just messed up a whole lot of stuff, man. But I'm gonna tell you, Freezy, when I went home this past weekend, it's the best weather I ever encountered. Period. Being home, man. It was no humidity. It was cool. The wind was coming off the ocean. I could hear it.
Right.
Coming off the beach, man. Because I'm like, where I grew up at was like walking distance. It take less than 5 minutes to walk from my mama's house just to get on the beach.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It was lovely. Then I got a chance to talk to my nephew. He getting ready to fly out to Korea in another week or so. You know what I mean? For the next 3 years. But man, it was lovely.
Now,
even though it was a bad situation.
Now, Godfather. Now you live in a mansion. Don't even go there today. You grew up in a mansion. Don't even go there. Put your hand outside.
But he ain't lying though, because last weekend I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay. I was in Myrtle Beach, and so the stuff that Ron's saying is absolutely 100% true, and I'm co-signing right?
Anything you wanted to do outside, you could do. No mosquitoes, no flies, none of that.
Nothing. It's perfect. And I hate to brag to the people that live in the Northeast or live in places where the weather has not turned the corner yet. But bro, last weekend was so beautiful, man. I mean, you
why you gotta rub it in, man? Why you gotta rub it in?
I'm just saying we were sitting outside.
That's why you're so salty. That's why you're so salty, Kev.
But you ain't have to mention Kev in due time, brother.
Due time, right, Ron?
right. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So I just wanted to ask, because I hadn't had a chance to talk to our brother Ron Miller in a minute, bro. How do you feel about the Knicks falling to 6th in the standings? Are you nervous now? Are you nervous? Are you nervous that we're lined up against Milwaukee? Do you want us to have a different matchup?
Like I've shared, for selfish reasons, right? I want us to be able to come. I want y'all to be here in my city, our city, me and CP, and then enjoy this game.
City. It's my city, man. Hey, come on now.
There you go. Ron. There go that man again. There go that man. But yeah, man, I've been calling for it for a long time. Like I think it would be great fellowship for us to have an opportunity to be in person and rap about this stuff, man. But nonetheless, I think the other part of that too is just I think our odds of advancing to the second round are the probability is higher when we have a Knicks Atlanta matchup, right?
Absolutely.
I'm just saying based on the games that have been played. You know what I mean? Never mind the fact that Trae Young didn't play all the games and Lou Williams wasn't there the entire time. It's just on the body of work that's been accomplished during the course of this season.
Exactly.
That's better, right?
Exactly.
And to Ron's point, Ron, you know as well as I do, right? I don't know if you ever been to any games at the old Phillips Arena, now State Farm. It's a Knick game. It's a Knick game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which Ron are you talking to?
Miller.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I go to the game every time the Knicks are in town, right? I'm sure I've been to games when the Knicks haven't been in town. It's not a Hawks facility.
It's not a Hawks facility at all.
Come to the
city. We run Atlanta when we
Atlanta's not a basketball town.
It's baseball.
It's becoming that.
Okay, so now we'll put y'all on the spot.
But not
you
yet.
feel that way with Miami when we go to Miami? Do you feel that way?
Miami is the Dolphins town, man. Dolphins.
I want the Hawks first. If we can't see the Hawks, then okay, Miami. But I feel like we'll have a good we have a good shot against Miami and actually the Bucks. But that's just me.
Yeah. We're all over the country, man. We're all over the country.
I think the Bucks will be somebody we could take out too. I think so. Because you know the blueprint is to load up the middle. Load up the middle. You stop that freight train from coming through. Build that brick wall.
Right.
And close out on the shooters.
As long as we're hitting, what's being proven right now is that we have way more actual quality depth than we thought we'd ever possibly have. And
in my mind, man.
I think especially a team like the Bucks, my preferred scenario, however it works numbers wise, is for us to see Atlanta first and then see the Bucks next, and we in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
I like that.
I'm gonna tell you the upset alert. Don't let Brooklyn have to face Miami. Do not let Brooklyn have to face Miami. That's an upset waiting to happen.
I quietly do not see Brooklyn coming out of the East.
I don't see it neither.
Me neither.
Defense, you have to play defense, and you don't start playing defense when you ain't been playing it all season when the playoffs come. You may increase a little bit.
It's about to be an interesting playoffs, and for them, it's chip or die. Getting into the playoffs ain't no chipping. If they lose in the first or second round,
you know what it is, Free Keith?
The window was and they mortgaged their future just like the last go round. So
they pushed all the chips to the middle of the table, man.
But the NBA wants to see a super team in the finals. Though. I don't know. I think they had less ratings if Miami would go or whatever.
Hey,
or a big market team.
CP, remember everybody. I wanted to see it too. Remember when they had LeBron and Kobe with their little characters on TV?
I remember that.
And man, it looked like for all intents purposes that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, who played the spoiler that year?
Orlando.
You see what I'm saying? The league can want what they want, but at the end of the day, these players determine what happens, man. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's why I don't get too caught up in when I hear people say, "Well, you know they ain't gonna let such and such not get to this."
But it's a factor, though, man. It's a factor, though, man.
If that's the case, I have to stop watching sports, man. It's the same reason
why. Donahue or Donahue, wherever his name.
I remember him.
That was real.
I remember when he talked about that. But CP, I'm gonna tell you. You know, I was a guy that loved wrestling, man. When I tell you loved wrestling, and I knew wrestling was fake, right?
I'm a heel.
But you know what messed me up? You know what messed me up? I knew it was fake, but when they did that show and showed how they made it, I could never look at wrestling the same. Every time I looked at it, I just saw the moves they were practicing, even though I knew it was fake. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just like, but don't get it twisted. Every now and then, wrestling and boys went off kilter and went off script and broke people's legs and bust people open. But for the most part,
because you can't have a 300-pound man land on you and it not hurt.
Exactly. So, but
that's why I'm with 300-pound women.
This league, man. I tell you what,
CP the artist, watch yourself.
Not even 200-pound women.
Stop it, CB. We stop it. Big, small, we taking them all. Cut it out.
That message was not indicative of Orange and the Knicks. That message was not approved by Uncle Freezy and anybody associated with the show. That message was clearly that message was the message
CP
of
the artist.
And CP
I take full responsibility for it.
Take all your sizes concerns to his social media.
www.cpartist.com.
So Cornerstone Kev, I got to get to you, partner, because it's only right. I thought about you as soon as I saw you on here. I said, and even last night, I said, I know he's going crazy tonight. I was surprised you didn't text me. But anyway, Frank Ntilikina last night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Frank put Kyle Kuzma under arrest last night.
Yes.
He locked Kyle Kuzma up. And Frank looked, and I said it the show before.
Somebody did.
I said Frank had regressed on defense. Yeah, until last night. I got to admit, I was wrong. What I saw last night was the old Frank defensively. And then the sprinkle in the offense. And that's why I was so disappointed at Tibbs last night, man. And I'm not going to kill the coach because he's done a great job. But situation was Frank had it going last night. RJ, it was a bad night for RJ. It was a bad night for Bullock. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with saying, hey, because he did it for a lot of portions of that game. He left Frank in. And I was like, okay, well, if you let Frank in this long, why are you coming back with RJ when RJ, didn't have it?
Ron,
and he sat on the bench that long.
Ron, but wouldn't you agree though? I would say this. I would normally agree with you on if had it been somebody other than RJ, but like this moment and this game, this was this is probably one of the biggest game, if not the biggest game of the season so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs couldn't take RJ out that moment.
I get why you're saying that. Teachable moment.
And I normally wouldn't. I normally would go in the direction that you're going. Trust me. Right. But I feel like in this particular moment, like RJ is the guy you're grooming to be your eventual number one, but he's like you're number two, number three now, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take him out of that moment.
Yeah, and
not to mention what he may see in more this in the postseason.
That loss was a teachable moment. Like Tibbs needed that moment for RJ. Like
I get what you're saying.
So I kind of understand why he was left in. I'm not 100% mad at that.
And to both of your point, I loved how Frank played, but Frank was more of, hey, when I get the ball, I'll shoot it. But RJ, we know he was going to be aggressive. And to you, both of Ron and Free Keith's point, how we were playing kind of tentative at the end, RJ is that dog that he's going for good or bad, he's going to try to make a play. And
That's a great
Frank,
point too.
Frank, he was like, Obi, it's sort of like, Tibbs is telling them, hey, don't mess up. Just give them the rock if you don't got it. And that's what they were, out there doing and play some defense. So
Frank would have helped the spacing late in that game. which was the problem.
True.
Here's the other thing that I would say about like the presence of Frank late game, right? That could have been a benefit. I don't know whether or not it would have been, right? But the problem that we have in late game special situations is the lack of ball movement.
Yeah.
Hockey assists, right? Like we get to a point where it's Randall's going to do his thing, right? And like and it's just too easy to guard when you're talking about teams that are elite defensively, right? Like we've struggled to close games against teams that are able to flip that switch defensively and they lock in on their assignments.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. You're giving RJ. I mean, Randall's the guy.
CP, let me say this real quick. So let's not sleep on the Lakers' top-ranked defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They showed why they were top-ranked. Keep going.
Right. And so the second thing I want to say to what Free Keith said, and I'll get out of the way and let CP chop it up. So what Free Keith said was about RJ is valid too, and it debunks the point that you can win, that you can't win and develop at the same time.
Ooh, say that again, partner.
You can win and develop at the same time. Last night, what you saw was Tibbs and the Clippers game. And the Clippers game was Tibbs developing young guys and playing to win at the same time. So these narratives that you can't do both don't make sense. And it goes back to what only a handful of us, there was only a handful of Knicks content creators in this Knicks universe that used the phrasing high leverage games. We were saying that back in October, like just a handful of us saying like a high leverage games makes young guys better, not just a whole bunch of minutes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You want to get these young guys in high leverage situations where they can learn in situations that will bring out the best in them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to play Kevin Knox 40 minutes in order for him to develop. Kevin Knox learned something last night by watching on the bench because this is a high leverage game and he was in that environment against the reigning NBA champs. And RJ Barrett learned something too. Frank learned something last night too.
Yeah. Obi did.
I tell you what, Obi and Frank proved to me that if I'm the coach, I can trust him. I can trust him.
That's the point. Well,
but I'll say this, Free Keith.
I give that to Obi, but not to Frank.
When I say that
to me 3 games in a row.
I say that with a caveat.
You got to show it to me again.
You showed me that you're capable of it.
That's
now
fair.
the question is, will you be consistent?
He been showing capability.
But the consistency is the biggest.
That's the thing I need to see from you.
And you know his biggest problem about being consistent? He ain't been consistently available.
Right.
I mean, I think the other thing too is like, can we debunk that narrative for this season? Like, he hasn't really been injured this season.
Exactly. He hasn't been.
He
DMP'd.
No,
DMP'd.
I mean he
got hurt at one point. He was hurt at one point earlier.
Yes, he was.
He was out twice. He was out.
I think what Ron means as the Ron Miller means,
he wasn't injured
as the level as he was previous years. The levels previous years he was injured a lot.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah,
this
you're
year
right. This is different.
He's healthy. Yeah.
He was still injured through the trade deadline.
I think. Wait. About that trade deadline thing. Remember though, they said he was injured, but then he started the game after the trade deadline. Remember?
Exactly. That wasn't.
He started.
Come on, that whole thing is silly. The other thing too is he's no more injured than anybody else on this roster, right? Outside of Julius Randle and RJ Barrett.
I think they were holding him back.
The earlier portion of this season, before he was injured, he was actually injured a very long time.
I mean, the other thing was like he can play if we need him, but we're not playing him. So it's not like he wasn't able in those instances, right? At the very beginning of the
issue with Frank is like, okay, cool. Like you've been serviced out of the rotation. Cool. You get situational minutes. You got to show up, bro. You got to show up when your number is called. Yeah. Last night's game was an example of that. This is why again I'm equally mad at RJ because like damn, like you really like you let like that like this should have been a win. Like what Frank just did is much more impactful if you win, because now I'm going into the next game with that bit of confidence. I did what I did last game, and we got a win.
They ruined Frank's moment last night.
You ruined like You know what I'm saying? It's a
Frank's moment
psychological
last night, they
thing.
ruined
Like,
it. They ruined it.
Yeah.
he played his role and you didn't.
If I'm gonna tell
You
you,
know what
we
I'm
always
saying?
talk about if was a fifth and all that, but let's be real. We had 2 starting players on the wing that combined for 12 points, 13 points. If either one of those guys give us 12 points,
Facts.
we win this game last night.
What if
Here's
any one
the
of
other
them?
thing.
If we got half of a regular RJ game,
we win.
We win.
If we get half of a burst of a Bullock regular game, we win.
Yeah. Shout out to Bo Davis.
One more shot, bro.
You mentioned the we gotta talk about the bigs too.
Oh, that's my curveball.
Big.
I'm glad you're going there. You know what? Hey, I'm glad you and Ron Miller, I'm gonna kick it off to you. Hey, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat.
I like that. Yeah.
This one.
Kevin Samuels, shut up.
This is huge. The presence, the non-presence of one Mitchell Robinson.
These games are showing his importance. For all those fans who say that I would trade him, he's not important. These games show his importance. Like, it's not even about a strength thing. Like it's literally like the length that he provides at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Even what AD was able to get off, sometimes he wouldn't have been able to get off.
Right.
Because you can't get high enough.
I'm gonna throw this out here, right? If we sign Drummond, do we win yesterday's game?
Yes.
Yeah. Because he was the difference. 16 points, 18 rebounds or something.
Is beautiful, yo. I can't even front.
And so
I'm not saying that he's a star. Just hit me out on this. I'm not saying that he's a star, right? I'm not even saying that he's close to being a star. But if you go back to the games that we lost on this road trip, and I'll even go back to the first game we lost to the Phoenix Suns. They bullied us on the interior, which caused our defense to collapse, which gave Phoenix wide open corner threes, right? And so what people will say is, why is RJ Barrett late on that rotation to the? Nah, bro, you can't defend the paint and the 3-point line at the same time.
Unless you Mitch.
Right.
Unless you Mitch.
Right. Well, but the point I'm getting at is if we had and so Nerlens Noel has done an admirable job. Taj Gibson has done an admirable job.
Yes,
Shout out to them guys,
but both of them together are not Mitchell Robinson.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well
and so the thing I'm getting at is our perimeter defense is excellent, but when you get them in a pick your poison scenario, we lose, right? We just lose. But when you have them when Reggie Bullock can defend his man straight up, I like Reggie Bullock in those scenarios. When RJ Barrett just has to defend his man straight up and not have second and third level responsibilities, having to rotate to a power forward cutting to the basket like Chicago Bulls put on tape against us, then I don't like those odds because RJ is not big enough. Bullock is not big enough, and they're not quick enough. But I do like them in man-to-man aggressive defense, right? So when Mitchell Robinson comes back for these playoffs, you will see a different Knicks team. And also, we've shown teams around the league that even without scoring punch, we giving everybody the business. Like even without Alec Burks and Emmanuel Quickly, who are two of our best scorers, even without them, we took the defense to overtime.
Here's what I'll say about your
point. Real quick, Karen. Wait. Somebody just said, Karen, you said if Frank wasn't on the Knicks, we would be below 500 and probably not make it to the finals or the playoffs. Now, see.
I think
everything be going good. Everything be going really good. Like, I think rational conversations, and then like
Freaky.
That was a joke, Karen.
So Freaky. It's like you know how the road trip be good. Everybody in the car be vibing like you know. So you got your big SUV for your homeboys riding out on a road trip, and then somebody pass gas.
Yeah, like yo,
and then you like, dang, dog, we was great.
Did you really just do that?
Like, yes. You roll down the window, like
right now we got to stop at this exit that we, you know, what I'm saying
Right.
now it just
My
don't.
bad. That bean burrito got me, fam.
Freezy, you just made me think of what I did to my nephews when we was coming back from Tennessee. Man, they dropping bombs. I'm riding it. We riding in the minivan, in the Dodge Caravan.
Right.
I said, okay. I said, y'all think I'm playing with you? Drop another one. Watch what happens. This is the Miller winner.
Right.
They did it, man. I roll that window down
and lock them
and let that lock them and let that cool air just come on in there. Man, I froze them out. Them out. Why y'all
do
that again?
Why y'all buying burritos from the gas station anyway?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even buy burritos from the grocery store, but you don't buy a burrito from the gas station.
If it ain't Chipotle or what's another one? I'm not gonna say Taco Bell, but if it's not one of those places, I ain't.
Right.
Hey, real quick, please, before we transition, I know we're gonna leave this point in a minute. In terms of the Mitch thing, right? Our team is playing with a lot more tempo, and that's what Mitch was missing for the entire time that we had him on the floor. Think about the number of rim running alleys that we would be able to take advantage of because we really don't have a dude that does.
Did you just say easy basket?
This is a guy that watches basketball.
D Rose, man. D Rose would have been finding him. And even Elf.
The new kind of basketball we've been playing since Rose got here, actually, quite honestly, like it is tailor made for what Mitch is, like a gazelle.
Exactly. Him and Obi both.
He would be such the target for PG to hit. Just lightning speed, 7'3", just
Miller, that was impressive. I ain't gonna lie to you, Miller. That was impressive.
That was such a good look, my guy.
That right there, could be the difference in a win and loss.
He watches NBA basketball.
The easy baskets that my man Ronald Miller is alluding to, man. Because when Mitchell Robinson is on that floor, and that's why I brought his name up, because it jumped out to me in that Denver game. That's when it really hit me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Mitch is light, but Mitch is long.
Right.
You still got to deal. You still got to deal with length.
Right.
You got to deal with that length.
Well, he's heavier than Noel.
And he's heavy. Exactly.
Yeah.
By like 40 pounds. It don't look like it, but he outweighs by like 30
as high as Noel could get up, he could get up higher. So like you can't deal with you're dealing with that all game.
Yeah. Vertical
Ron, so Ron, let me ask you this, Ron Miller. With Mitch coming back from injury, do you think, when they finally put him in, that he's going to have a problem with jumping up the way he
I hope not.
Does?
That's
I would hope not.
Don't play him.
Listen, if that is the case,
don't play him.
And that's a problem for the long term. You know what I mean?
That's my only fear with him is if it's me and I'm in the front office.
I would be tempted to play an injury like that. You got it. You're not getting the person's best performance coming back off of that kind of injury immediately. So you can't just say like,
the mental part of it.
Yeah. Just like those guys, like, dudes breaking their legs in half, all kinds of crazy joints.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I wish he could have.
When you come back, you're not going to be you got to give it. I'm giving you that season, and then I'm waiting for the next season to see how you really.
Yeah, that's why I wanted him to develop at least a hook shot or a a jump shot and everything.
Yeah.
That would help his game a lot because now he has to. Because now he has to, right?
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe y'all might.
Life is about what it is how you respond to adversity, right?
Right. Look at Derrick Rose. Look at Derrick Rose.
Does he modify his game based on what it is that the injury is presented to him? Like you mentioned with Rose, right? Rose could go up and still yam on people if he wants.
Absolutely.
He opts not to.
Exactly.
Right.
He plays the game differently. So
he's got that shot. He's got that shot. Yeah.
Making a business decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so I just want
he knows he's an injury risk.
Exactly.
So just want to throw something out there real quick. Something that we should take a look at too. So we have the pieces to be a dynamic offense, and I know people are gonna like dynamic. What are you talking about? So the Atlanta Hawks have a point guard that's a distributor that can pass from anywhere on the floor. Superb handles, 3-point shooter. They have guys that can shoot the three, and they have a rim running big that can block shots, right? The Knicks have better 3-point shooting, right? Better 3-point shooting than Atlanta Hawks right now. Well, before the last night game when we stunk it up, we were 6th in 3-point percentage, and we had 6 guys shooting 40% from 3 or better, right? 6 dudes, and that's 6 dudes. Well, 5 dudes that's heavy in the rotation. And, 6 dudes and counting Frank. Sorry,
44% for Frank coming off the bench.
Yeah,
and 90% of the dudes, and 90% of the dudes fans hated on.
Right, but then when you take into account this, if the Knicks can fix the point guard situation, get
Oh
a
my
distributor with all the weapons we currently have, like right now we have bullets and no gun, right? Right now we got all the ammo we need. We just don't have a gun and a trigger man. If we get a trigger man and a weapon, bro.
So y'all ain't sold on Luka. Y'all ain't sold on Luka.
Oh, hey,
no,
his time coming. He got to show and prove.
I hear good things. I see good things in tape.
I see good things too, but he got to show.
But he got to show it here. This ain't Europe.
Yeah, so y'all agree with me that we have the weapons in place. Yeah, we have a lob threat and 3-point shooting.
Yeah, I agree with you, Freezy. I think you talk about dressing. You know, you have a handgun and you dress it with the scope, right? And
right.
Hey, this is a family show, man.
Listen, I mean,
but you got some veterans in the place,
and you live in Georgia.
I ain't here for all that violence, man.
No, we not advocating
violence. That's not.
I'm joking.
My Second Amendment friends can appreciate this thing. I mean, it's a family it's a show for all people. But like when you dress, you know what I mean.
Well, you just made me a Democrat, man.
And I think that's the place that we're going at the end of the day. Off ball movement, right? Like we're starting to see inklings of that. Give Tibbs an off season, right?
Oh my goodness!
Yes, and you see some of these guys actually making Iverson cuts, right? Because we saw a little bit of that in yesterday's game, where Bullock actually getting, you know what I mean, like cutting across the free throw line extended. Where it's like, all right, you have your weapons, but once you make them precision and fine tune them, right, based on what you really know that they can do, and just like, all right, we've got the basics hammered, right?
And fans are going to be really mad when we don't make no pickups, no free agent pickups this season, and we re-sign a bunch of guys. Fans are going to be mad. Watch.
Will you be one of those fans?
I'm open to, and I know this is going to be very unpopular, but
you better say running back.
I'm open to not only bringing these guys back, but also bringing back Wayne Ellington.
All right, man. Shut the show off. Shut the show off. Shut the show off.
Here's why. I'm not gonna just make a random point just to hear myself talk. I don't do that. Like when I say something, it be thoughtful. I be thinking about this.
I know what you think, but I see it.
I can't tell.
He's a shooter.
You can't tell because you don't listen. You know what I'm saying? If you listen, what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I got it.
What I'm saying is, last night when you needed a 3-point shooter on the floor that was getting open looks, we didn't have that guy, right? Wayne Ellington for a large stretch of this season, was leading the NBA in 3-point shooting in Detroit without solid point guard play, bro. Last night, if you gave Wayne Ellington 3 of those open looks, I'm certain he would have knocked down at least one. Now, ain't no timeout. Let me finish. I'm gonna
go ahead and agree with you here, Freezy,
because we gave a roster spot to Theo Pinson and Jared Harper.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
And they don't contribute. Okay. Theo Pinson is cheerleader number 1, right? But last night when you had Burks and Quickly out, right, and you needed to sub out RJ so he can look some for.
But see the problem.
Let me finish.
The problem with what you're saying is that we had somebody on there.
Let me finish.
We had Knox
Come on,
on
Frank.
there.
Let the man talk, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, calm down. So here's the thing. At the end of the game, when we were doing offense and defense substitutions, we didn't have an offensive player to sub in for a guy that was struggling. When we were subbing in Frank for defense, Tibbs looked at the bench. He was like, "Do I put Knox? No." Right? Yeah. I need a veteran presence, a veteran shooter that can come in, and this moment won't be too big for him. Right. That's what we need. I'm not saying Wayne Ellington should take rotation minutes from young guys. What I'm saying is when you need certain execution, and the other team comes out with a different strategy than you expected. RJ Barrett was frozen headlights because Tibbs told him one thing, the opposing coach adjusted, and RJ didn't know how to figure out the adjustment in time enough. Wayne Ellington has been around this league, and these veteran guys have seen everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why that's in overtime at the end of the game, that whack shot. Come on, bro.
I got another name for you too, Freeze. Bobby Portis.
Oh man, I like Bobby.
Oh my God.
Here's my why. Here's my why, and it's the same thing as Freezy's point, right? Wayne Ellington is the 10th guy coming off your bench. He's not a mainstay as a rotation player,
right?
But all those things are about situational basketball,
right?
And so to the extent to which, like, if Wayne Ellington is in that corner, right? How much help can you actually give? You got to think about how much help what there was in terms of Julius being played off of him. So if you 2 passes, it's getting to Ellington. He's going to be wide open for a look. Right. The other reason why I mentioned Bobby Portis is we don't have any bigs really that stretch the floor. And
or
screen
hard like Portis.
Exactly.
Or screen hard like Portis. I'd be like, Portis, why you getting these fouls on these screens? Yes.
And you know what else got my attention? What you said about Wayne Ellington, Freezy, that I thought about? Wayne Ellington would be great in the sense of this. On this team, when we look at deficiencies, Wayne Ellington can come off of a screen and immediately let that thing go. He can shoot without having a 7 foot and let that thing go. We got a lot of 3-point shooters that shoot good percentage, but they have to set their feet to shoot threes. Wayne Ellington can come right off, peel off screens, and let that thing go.
The way we're playing right now, the way we're playing right now would be perfect for what Wayne Ellington does.
Yeah.
Now, did we forget that we had Wayne Ellington and he
had the worst shooting percentage
different coach.
Different coach.
Different coach. He's older. He's like 47 years old, man.
His shooting average is back up to where it was.
Right. Before he shot even better in Detroit. He shot even better in Detroit than before.
What are you talking about?
You're based off your time out. Let me speak.
Both him and Bullock had their worst shooting years right here, that first year of their entire career, bro.
Yeah, it's proven.
Time out.
And they're going back up to their regular numbers right now under new management.
What was the common denominator between those two guys?
It's not a coincidence,
Miller,
bro.
Get some popcorn,
it's not a coincidence.
You guys are basing. You guys are basing.
Exactly.
Hold on. You guys are basing this off of Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington.
And
what
Bullock.
number? Wait.
And Bullock.
Wait.
Hey, hold on, y'all. So CP the artist needs his royal treatment. So first of all, I forgot to do the intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Prince of All, beyond all highness and regality.
First son of the first son.
The first son of the first son, born during the first son. His royalness.
Give his mother no pain during birth.
Walked out of the womb, ladies and gentlemen. CP the artist. Y'all, let's give CP the artist 30 seconds. I'm an ISO cam.
Potty trained upon entry.
All right. Look, Wayne Ellington, if you guys are basing your numbers on his percentage, that's not good enough. Because percentages do lie. He's on a team that couldn't even win 17 games this year. Wayne Ellington, we're talking about Detroit right now. On Detroit. We're basing on percentages and not what he could actually do. If you're gonna make the case for Wayne Ellington, we might as well say we shouldn't have gave up Austin Rivers, because Austin Rivers is younger and he's doing something in Denver. So don't give me Wayne Ellington. The problem last night was this. The Lakers lost all their point guards and we couldn't even take advantage of that. And we're talking about point guards and shooting and all this other stuff. Last night they had no ball handler, and we didn't take advantage of that. What I would have done is what I saw, what I believe it was Fizdale did with Frank. He would take Frank and say, Frank, you see that point guard? You guard him 94 feet. 94 feet. And what that would do was disrupt the offense, create turnovers, bring the shot clock down, and that's how you win the game. The Lakers lost every single one of their ball handlers last night, and we couldn't even capitalize on that. And y'all going to tell me about a point guard?
CP, I agree with you, man.
Shooting guard, Wayne Ellington.
Your point is so wrong right now.
I'm always right. One thing I do agree with Freezy with what he's saying though, and because I watched that Thornton kid, the same dude that shot that 3-pointer, he was shaking with that ball in his hands.
Right.
When pressure was getting on him. When I saw Elf get up in him, he was shaking with that ball. You know what I mean?
I got to phone a friend right here though, Ron. I got to phone a friend because I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that I disagree.
But the Ellington situation, Ellington is about situations. It's always is with coaching, man. Because you can say the same thing for Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose first act with us, the coaching wasn't conducive to his style of play.
Terrible, right? Yeah.
But now he come back with the coach that knows him best and knows how to utilize him.
Right.
You see Derrick Rose value to the team.
Because coaching matters.
Coaching matters, man. A lot of people don't think so, but it matters. It matters.
One other thing. Let me jump in if you don't mind, brother. To add to Freezy's point. Over the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the game, the Lakers went on a 7-2 run. 7-2 run. We couldn't put up any points, right? Mm-hmm. And within that time span, we got a 24-second shot clock violation.
Yeah.
Right? You got contested jump shots.
Yo, what's good, Hinton?
And so at what point in time do you say, you know what, there was a need for better spacing on the floor,
right,
and reliable shooting, right? And I mean, like, granted, this dude was in a different place when he was with us, but we're talking about where he has been historically. Let's revert to the mean when it's all said and done when we talk about these guys, right?
Right.
You can't take one sitting and say, oh, this dude is done. And so, again, in situational basketball moments at the end of the game, the playbook is out. The Suns ran it against us earlier.
Right.
The Lakers ran it against us last night. Anybody but Randall shoots. And if that is the case, right, it's right. If I'm Randall, in my opinion, get rid of the ball quickly. The ball has energy.
No pun intended.
Right. The ball will come back to you, right? And so you miss a guy like Ellington, not because he's like a world beater, but depth matters, to Freezy's point. And when you got Theo Pinson and Jared Harper on the bench, not playing any games, and you got Quickly and Burks down, the next man up is not those two. And so that's why we're in that situation. That's why that matters. It's the little things. It's not a major role, but the little things matter.
Right. So what I'm getting at is what I was getting at is this. So the team that we lost to last night did not score 125 points last night. So defense wasn't the main issue. These are two defensive stalwarts. This was a slugfest, right? What I'm saying is what hamstrung us last night was our ability to knock down wide open shots and diagnose what the defense was. Because they always say you got to take what the defense give you, right? So our young guys were not able to diagnose what the defense was giving us. That's why the spacing and the shots were troublesome to an offense that is already legit without a playmaking point guard, right? Hey, what's up, Han? What's good, man? How you doing, brother?
Chilling. They
Peace to
did
everybody.
not have a point guard. So how is that even applicable?
How many points did they score?
Who?
Tibbs failed us last night. And I said this after the game. Tibbs failed us last night because he didn't call a play to execute properly. You know, it's a problem that we've been seeing all season, which is why we have problems scoring. The last play, he should have had something to execute. He could have called the horns play. He could have did anything, you know, and he didn't do that. So we wound up with RJ taking the most terrible shot you can see at the end of the game.
You ever saw in your life, right?
But time out. We were out of the timeouts, though. We were out of timeouts, remember?
Before that. But I'm talking about before overtime. Before overtime. We got the ball back with 3.1 seconds left. He called timeout after.
Randall had a good look. He just missed it.
No, that wasn't
he just missed it.
That was just bad. That was bad.
That's not in his bag.
That's not what he does.
It's not Tibbs' fault.
And yes, it is.
That was a Patrick Ewing thing. Remember when Patrick Ewing missed the layup, the bunny? You make that if the thing. No.
And then he caught the ball. And then he caught the. Then he caught the ball. And then he caught the ball. Was good. And then he caught the. And then he caught the ball on the wing. And then turned his back when AD came and doubled him. And he got in trouble again. He didn't call. He didn't call any. He didn't give a relief or a release point to give Randall some help.
Outlets. Outlets. You got to have outlets on the floor.
And he did not. He didn't do that. Yesterday, but it was a good game. You know what I'm saying?
Was that lack of outlets due to the lack of depth we brought into the game, or did he just not trust the personnel that was available?
I would say that it was just a lack of execution on everybody's part.
Facts.
Okay. It was the situation that we're still not ready. That we're still not ready for as a young team.
So did we choke in a moment?
Yeah.
We had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
We got to overcome.
We're up by 10 in the fourth.
Okay.
No, and look, I know we had injuries, but so did the Lakers. Remember, Caruso didn't play in the second half. Right. You didn't have Dennis Schroeder, and you didn't have LeBron. So let's be objective. Both teams. I know we had injuries, but so did LA. AD was what? We were being physical with AD all night. He was 8 for 23. Kuzma was destroying RJ Barrett most of the night, going to the basket.
And he should. And he should.
And he did.
They ran the same play the Chicago Bulls ran with what's the big tall power forward, the 3-point shooting power forward they got? Markkanen. They ran the same play that the Bulls ran with Markkanen against and because the Knicks are light on the inside, so you have to double team. So you bring out Randall, and in a switch, you wind up getting Bullock or RJ on a power forward. Yes. And so when I saw Chicago ran it like 5 times in a row, and the first time I was like, how did RJ get on Markkanen? And then I saw it was by design because they ran the same exact thing with the same personnel. And I was like, okay, so they saw something on tape.
And also,
and know where they saw it? They saw it against Philly. Philly did it to us with Tobias Harris.
And they would lie double teams. LA was double team, ran at the baseline most of the game. And also, look, I know Randall and Rose had good games, but I felt they didn't show IQ down the stretch at certain moments. There were times where hogging the ball, wasting possessions, taking dumb shots. Here's what I described the game. We played Portland Trailblazer type basketball last night. Isoball.
Did you call them Trailblazer?
Trailblazers, yes. We played Portland Trailblazer type basketball because we were playing iso ball, no ball movement, lack of spacing sometimes. Like that last play, down by 2 of your RJ. You had 6 seconds to attack the basket or maybe bring a double and kick out to a shooter. Why would you try to shoot the long ball of your Chef Curry or Reggie Miller? I don't get it. He
didn't have any space. When you look at it, you can see it was 6 players around him. Yeah, he couldn't go anywhere.
Take a mid-range. Take a mid-range.
Who,
RJ? It was over at that point.
There was 3 seconds left.
Yeah, it was over.
What mid-range was he going to take?
There was still.
The only option, I watched that play like 4 or 5 times. The only option that I see for him in that situation is to give the ball back to Rose. Right. That was all he really could have done.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Right.
And Rose threw the ball to him. And
that's true. Rose could have scored.
Yeah, Rose didn't want no parts of it though.
6 seconds left in the game. Like that's that level of poise is a veteran level of poise where you have an understanding of exactly how much time there is. And you can make a move. That's a CP3 type situation, right? You're unrattled, you're unmoved, you've been there before, you know what it is, you've seen it, you've done it, right? That's the next evolution in terms of what has to happen with RJ. And that's the same thing that what's the kid from Minnesota? That's why he said we wanted him to take the shot.
You talk about
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Bennett. One of those number 1 picks that busted. Who was it?
Bennett was bad. He was bad.
And that was disrespectful. I know it was Anthony Edwards. That was
different.
It was one of those 1,000 first overall picks Minnesota got.
And they got
but we lost the game in the end regulation. We couldn't rebound that ball over Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews made a clutch play. The clutch play by him though. But we should have rebounded the ball right there. If we rebound the ball,
we lost to that too though. A 7-2 run. A 7-2 run to close out the game.
by a team without LeBron, Shooter, and Caruso in the second half. Come on.
Right.
And AD was 8 for 23. Think about that. So and the Lakers had 20 turnovers, we still could have win.
Right.
How we lose to THT?
And we got out rebounded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, man, listen.
Hey, that team played hard though, man.
So we let 10 points go in the last minute of the game. Like the last we
had a 10. We did have a 10-point
lead. Man, like we had that game. We had that game.
That's who we are. Listen, that's who we are.
No, it's not. It's like that's actually the thing that's been changing.
No, against high level teams,
we don't show IQ. It's true.
That's who we are at this point, and I hope it changes. But when you think about that 9-game run, it wasn't against the upper echelon.
We were against teams that couldn't close neither. Raptors were chokers in the close games. The Pelicans,
and prior to that, against the Boston,
the Mavericks are not great in close games.
We put down a fully functional Clippers team, which I actually which I actually think is the better of the two LA teams.
Which I agree.
Like we put them away in a very rough game. We put them away. I'm not saying that like we shouldn't be or like it's a big problem. Like it's just one game, but like that was our game. We let that game
go.
We
would have clinched a playoff spot. We would have clinched a playoff spot.
We just beat the better team the other day, like 2 days before.
Right. So I think we all have excellent points here. And I ain't trying to give out a star to everybody. You know how you try to please the crowd. I ain't trying to do that. I think what happened though is we all brought solid points to the thing. But I still, at the end of the day, I still think if we had another shot maker on the floor, then the gravity towards the ball is different. You know what I'm saying? And so unfortunately we didn't have that player. We didn't have a Burks or even the hypothetical Wayne Ellington. We didn't have that type of guy on the floor to spread the defense more so that guys can drive and penetrate to the basket.
It's also like you said, Freeze, like as far as defensive rating goes, right? Are the Lakers a better defensive team than the Clippers?
They're better than us.
Right. So with that being the case, right, we lost the game because their defense was solid and we didn't.
They were clogging that paint and double teaming Randall virtually in the second half, really down the stretch of the game.
Right.
We couldn't rebound the ball.
Because we're always in it, right? We're always in it at the end of most games, right? Like Phoenix being the aberration, Denver being the aberration, right? For the most part, we're in it.
We took our foot off the gas at a minute and a half left to go.
Yeah, we had a 5-point lead.
Like we had a 10-point lead.
We're up 10.
10 of them.
No, not under 2 minutes.
We're up like what 10 with like 7 minutes to go.
No, I'm talking about we had a 5-point lead.
With
the ball, I think, right?
Under 2 minutes. Yeah, when you got a 5-point lead under 2 minutes,
that's what I'm saying.
You want to put the ball on the floor and drive to the basket and make it a free throw contest. Make them. Yeah.
And that last play, why didn't Rose take a floater? Why Randall take a floater? That when we were tied, if you're Rose, here's what you could have done. It could have been like a handoff. Randall down the ball, give it back to Rose. Rose with a floater. Why did Randall take a floater to win the game? That's what. Because Randall's more of a baseline fadeaway shooter. He doesn't use the floater game much. Why was Rose not taking the floater to win the game? That's what I'm.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask all 5 of y'all this. Are y'all willing to live and die with the ball in Julius Randle's hands to close out a game?
Right now, we don't have a choice.
It
depends. It depends on the night. I say it depends on the night.
I take that back. Yes, I say yes, 1, but 2, I think there has to be a little bit more imagination with respect to how we actually make that happen, right? Because it's not just about whether or not he has the ball; it's when he has the ball, right? Because like he doesn't have to have
we're on the floor. We're on the floor. He has the ball.
Absolutely, right? So like if we get Julius Randle the ball in not necessarily the first 8 seconds of that possession, right? And the ball winds up getting to him, then it's a very different set of circumstances. What happens is that teams load up on him. That's the problem. The ball.
They know when he's getting the ball. They know that he's getting the ball immediately.
And Randall doesn't. Randall's a great player, good player, but when it comes to double teams, he doesn't show IQ when it comes to double teams sometimes.
Yeah, and this is why your coach has to help you with the spacing and calling the plays
too.
Exactly.
And that's why I said Tibbs failed us last night.
Yeah, and like listen, Randall should have the ball the first 5 seconds. If nothing's doing, get rid of it. They'll come back to you, right? And that should be the play.
And where was R&B? Reggie Bullock disappeared. This how much he had last night. Come on.
Everybody has his off night. Like it was just his off night. He doesn't he's been on a fairly good tear.
True.
Actually, your man's RJ shot 2 for 13.
RJ was not good last. He took some bad shots.
2 for 13, gangster, and that's cool. And that's cool if you're the man coming off the bench and not the dude being groomed to be the number 2 or the number 3.
But I'll take that though.
One more shot.
I got you. But I saw Kobe Bryant. I saw Kobe Bryant do, I think it was 4 for 15 or 4 for 17 in a playoff game, right? And it was like, why Kobe keeps shooting? It's not the fact that because that loss to the Utah Jazz, right? The Utah Jazz didn't even win the finals, right? But that learning experience that Kobe got in that situation,
critical.
Push Kobe to become one of the greatest players to ever play. Now, is RJ Barrett gonna be one of the greatest players to ever play? I'm not ready to say that. I don't even want that to be a narrative from Uncle Freezy. But what I will say though is, young kids need to be thrust into these high pressure, high leverage situations to find out who they are as a player,
depending on the role you want them to play.
Right. Exactly. Like, because you're not gonna put Kevin Knox in that situation. Knowing that he's not going to be your
he's
guy.
not going to hit the big shot.
Right. And even if he hits it, what do you gain? You gain a regular season win on the road, but he's not going to be a championship guy when you in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. You're not going to Kevin Knox.
Here's the other question, right?
Right.
What if RJ passes that ball with 3 seconds left? What's the conversation then? What's the conversation then?
He folded under the pressure.
And
it depends on how the possession would have looked, though. It depends how the possession would have looked. Maybe it could have been Bullock at the 3-point line. Maybe ran down the ball and shot it.
For basketball reasons, it was the right thing to do. Then that could be argued. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm not mad at
and Taj was open too.
I'm not mad at the right thing.
Taj was open to paint, right?
You giving up a good shot for a great shot, I'm not mad at that.
Listen, that Taj was, if he made that pass, great. But is Taj the dude you want taking a shot at the end either?
He probably scored in the paint. We don't know.
It's a lot of, come on. We're doing a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, myself included.
A lot of Monday morning.
Myself included. But let's be honest about that. You got to give the Lakers their flowers with respect to how they defended that.
The defense was great.
It was problems everywhere.
And their ball movement was great too. The Lakers' ball movement down the stretch was great. Giving go passes in the paint. Also, THT made some clutch plays down the stretch, man. You gotta give it up to THT. That was that win for the Lakers could have saved their season. Because if they lose that game, hypothetically, there's a good chance they'll still be in the play-in. Now, if you're the Lakers, the Blazers got the Jazz, the Suns, and the Nuggets, and you got the Rockets. They're going to win by 1,000,000 points. Then you got the Pacers and Indiana struggling at home, and you got the Pelicans without Zion. There's a very good shot the Lakers may fall out, may get that 60.
That 6th spot, yeah.
They might.
Listen, the only silver lining, if there is even one in the midst of this, is just like the Lakers didn't lose, and so therefore it puts them a little bit closer to the Mavericks. I'm drawing that straw.
A little dagger in the Mavs back a little bit. So
the Mavs got waxed.
We get a light win.
I gotta find something. Man. That loss hurt. I want that 4th seed, man. So I had to find something somewhere.
I don't want to go to Milwaukee for a Game 7. I understand we can beat the Bucks, but do you want to go there for a Game 7? Probably not.
Let me ask you this, because I've been wanting to talk to Hinton about this. I got
a lot going on.
I'm not saying that I don't value everybody else's point, but I've been looking forward to this one thing. I'm gonna say this to Hinton, and hey, bro, it's a live grenade, so I want to give you a warning, right? And for those that don't know, I did not text him or hit him up behind the scenes first before he got here. So when I drop this live grenade, he's gonna be totally unprepared.
What up, Allah?
All right. So Hinton. So here's my thing. Right, I think the Knicks are gonna make a super play for Karl Anthony Towns in the offseason, right? But here's the thing: I believe that Karl Anthony Towns is a better player than Anthony Davis, and not only will us get us getting Cat prove that he's better than Anthony Davis, I think Carl Anthony may be the missing piece to us winning multiple NBA championships. What say you about that? I know it sounds totally ridiculous. But I just want to get your opinion.
I got construction going on in the background. You got to come back to me. Can y'all hear me with the construction?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say that Karl Anthony Towns is not better than Anthony Davis. So it's not even.
There's really no argument.
He's a better shooter, but that's it. Because Anthony Davis defense
better post scorer,
better
defender.
Like, that dude, man, like he played terrible yesterday, but you got to remember he's slowed down right now. You know, he's injured. He got bad legs, bad shoulders. You know, it is what it is. So in the big picture things, I'm not touching that one. But I would say, what are you giving up for Karl Anthony Towns in that situation? And for us,
so in a situation where we get Karl Anthony Towns, I think we're giving up everything except. So here's the thing. In my scenario, the Karl Anthony Towns things work if you keep quickly Obi, Randall, and RJ. Now, and I know you say, well, what does that leave for you to offer Minnesota? A bunch of first round and second round picks, and our baby boy Mitchell Robinson. And
no,
I'd rather give up Obi.
No, bro. Why are we giving up Obi, man?
Nah,
Big dog. Can you please explain that one to me? Why we gotta give up Obi?
Because I just think that his defense in the critical situations is going to come back to haunt us in a one-on-one situation. It's because if he can't use his athleticism, what's the advantage that he really has? You know,
None.
Because he's stiff. He's a stiff out there. So for me, you know, if he can't jump and block it, you know, in a one-on-one situation, they're gonna go right past him.
So, but he's stiff and athletic at the same time, which puzzles my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because mostly when guys are athletic, usually they're more fluid, like quick
too high. He plays too high.
He's the only guy he's the only star player that's complained about Tibbs working him too hard. Like, I just don't want that. Why y'all want that? Yo, why do y'all want that?
And Free Keith, you know what?
Want that?
You know what? Sometimes, sorry I had to step away, gentlemen. I had to put in that grocery order. You heard me?
Yes,
had to
me
put that
too.
In. You know, sometimes
I hate y'all for that.
We look at situations that we've been in. All of us, we do this, and we go back and we say, you know what? If I had an opportunity. You know, looking back at the situation, there's things I would have changed. I would have done better.
Right.
I think Cat being in that situation that he's in, minus Tibbs, because what I always go back to, Tibbs had all the power in the world in that front office. The man he got rid of was not Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
It was Wiggins.
It was Zach LaVine.
And he got rid of Zach LaVine because
it was Chris Dunn.
Because his guy, he wanted to get his guy, and even Zach LaVine saying he would come to the Knicks and play saying that he would play for Tibbs. You know, in that article. So the thing is, though, I'm telling you this now, I don't think Minnesota gonna move him because if y'all noticing how them boys playing now, they might have second thoughts about it because them boys are playing good together, man. I don't think they're gonna make a move. I don't think they're gonna trade them guys.
Right. I'm puzzled though, bro, because we have to, and so I tippy toe around this topic because I don't want to bash Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel for a couple of reasons. For one, I don't want to sound like a random, unreasonable Knicks hater. You know what I'm saying? Because they're giving us all that they have as players. Right. But clearly, when we play bigs eat again. Man, listen, DeAndre Ayton is averaging 14 and 10. He plays us, he gets 26 and 13. Right? I mean, if that's not the example that you want to hear, look at what Jokic did to us. And people are going to say, well, Jokic do it to everybody. No, Jokic don't score 33 points against everybody. You know what I'm saying? Jokic don't score 33 points against everybody in an easy win. He don't do that against everybody, bro. He did that against us because we lack size on the inside. We have a center that's about 210, 215, right? Playing against guys that are 235, 240 and rocked up. Did y'all see what Steven Adams did to us? What Vucevic did to us? What Valanciunas did to us? You know what I'm saying? With Drummond last night on that dunk sealed our center, and Anthony Davis hit him with a short scoop pass for a uncontested dunk.
Yeah.
That's size. Size matters.
And that's another part of the scouting report, to your point. Right? They legit ran, they legit played inside out. And I think Hinton, you said it yesterday when we was on Legions.
So Carl Anthony Towns
and
shout out he's that defensive big body stopper that you need. That's Carl Anthony Towns.
No. What I'm saying, Free Keith, is this. What I'm saying is it's not just that. But if you make the opposing center work on defense, see, our centers don't make centers work on defense either.
Great point.
Like Jokic legit didn't have to defend nobody and use all his energy on offense. Right? Because if y'all get ready to say Nerlens Noel and Todd Gibson give you anything on offense, maybe I'm in the wrong place.
But let me add this though: when we have Mitch, think about this. When we have Mitch, they still have to play defense in a way because he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. You know, he gets four a game, and we actually miss that right now. You know, because
vertical space
So Mitch is still important. So I'm not too quick to give up Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna have to be something like a Carl Anthony Towns. Like Mitch is not special, but he's still special. You know what I'm saying?
You know, he's a great fit for us.
For what we need, Mitch is perfect.
Right. Well, now if he goes to the Golden State Warriors, I ain't gonna say this dude gonna be 20-10. Right. But what I will say in our situation where we have 3-point shooters that can space the floor, you know what I'm saying? All we need is Mitch to come back because last night, if we could have had any offensive presence on the inside, this game is, in my opinion, this game is not as close as what it turned out to be. And Tibbs does a great job of masking our flaws with defensive schemes. And we're not always going to agree on Tibbs, what he does schematically, right? But what you can say is the fact that we have a center that's 6'10", 210 starting for us against dudes that are 7 foot 240 begs the question, what are we doing to mask these flaws defensively?
Yeah, I got two takes real quick. One, in terms of the whole Carl Anthony Towns piece, I think one of the things that it would benefit us in at the end of the day is, as far as offensive efficiency, the floor would be spaced a lot more, right? And so that opens up lanes for a guy like RJ to make his way to the basket and do some of the things that he prefers to do. Right. You don't have a big down there where he's able to just play off of him and make his way there. And then it also adds the point that you mentioned as well, Freeze, where it's like, all right, well, I can potentially throw the ball down to him and get an easy basket, and we can play inside out. We can play the game a couple of different ways. Right. And I think those are things that are important because, like we talked about, in the midst of that 7-2 run at the end of the game, we couldn't get easy baskets. Right. It's just like you hone in on Julius, and then it's just like, all right, well, who's a guy that you just throw the ball into and get an easy basket? That's tough. And then you also want to put the other team's bigs in trouble.
Yeah. Yes. And that's another thing, Ronald.
Drummond, right? Because when you put Drummond on the island, you see when Drummond is outside defending people at the 3-point line, especially in the spring roll situation,
that's worst case scenario for their defense.
Exactly. And another thing with Cat, like if you got a Cat type big baller, big shot maker, big body, it's gonna bring Drummond away from doing what he does best. The ability to rebound.
That's why we lost. We lost on the pick and roll.
Yeah, you're gonna pull him away. You're gonna pull him away out of that paint. Because I mean, we talk about his rebounds, but how many defensive rebounds he averaged? That guy had 18 last night, 18 rebounds. How many of those were defensive?
Oh wow. Did he have 18 rebounds?
Yes. Wow, 16 points, 18 rebounds.
That's crazy. So okay. So you know me, I ain't trying to start no beef or nothing, but you got to reconsider what I'm saying now when I say Cat, bro. When a dude when a random dude that was cut by one of the worst teams in the league.
You asked me if he's better than Karl Anthony Towns. I'd take him. So I mean, you asked me if he's better than Anthony Davis. I'd take him. So it's not an issue for me. But in the big picture of things, we still gonna need another 3-level scorer at the same time. Because that's what we're missing now. We need another guy who can create plays. That's a problem. We don't have that.
So do you get that? Do you get that at point guard or small forward?
I don't care where it comes from, but it needs to be on this team.
Okay.
Because you can move because you could get a shooting guard. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it needs to be one of those positions. You can move RJ to the 3.
But see, if you move RJ to the 3 now, I mean, some of these threes are really towering over RJ. You look at Kyle Kuzma,
but Anthony Davis was towering over Randall last night, and that was who he was guarding. It's basketball. It is.
Randall was handling him.
What RJ doesn't have, and how he make up for in strength.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I would say just real quick, Kev. What I'm going to say is this:
taller than Zion.
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
but Zion, Zion's an anomaly though, bro. Zion is an Avenger.
No, just saying how important strength is. Like, like
because you could say the same thing about Charles Barkley back when power forward. When Charles Barkley
or LJ or LJ
or Rodman.
Or LJ.
Yeah,
but Barkley was the original version though.
Yeah, he was. Him and Moses Malone. Moses Malone was another one.
Yep. 0-4-4. So what Hinton was saying, my preference would be, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. My preference for a 3-level scorer is point guard. Right? I would prefer to leave RJ at the 2 and get a point guard that's a 3-level scorer that creates open looks for 3-point shooters, because clearly our coaching staff can turn you into a 3-point shooter given time.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Right. You know what I mean? Because the previous coaching staff with some of the same players had the worst 3-point shooting in the league.
Yep.
You bring in Tibbs.
That's real.
A year later, the Knicks are 6th in 3-point percentage. Now we're not 6th in 3-point attempts, but as far as percentages go, we're 6th, and we have 6 guys that shoot. Or before last night's game, we had 6 guys that shot 40% or better.
I had to take last week. I had to take last week, right? And I think Ronald Miller was at me. I said, when we're on point and everybody's healthy, we're the best 3-point shooting team in the league because of how we execute.
Right.
Like, so it's not about percentage.
It's the shots because we don't take as many as other people, and we still make a better percentage. Like, depending on what outlet you look at, like they had us as high as 4th in percentage,
right?
In 3-point percentage,
right.
So is that all coaching? Would you say that's all coaching then?
Yeah, no, it's scheme. It's scheme. It's scheme.
Why does a player like Ellington, like we was having a conversation earlier, I know we were joking, but why does Ellington and Bullock, they have a pretty seamless like shot percentage all throughout their career? They come here, their 1 year have their worst year.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then get right back to it the next year.
Right.
Like
coaching, man. Coaching.
I think when we talk about scheme, right? Like a lot of the things that we found ourselves being very frustrated about with Tibbs earlier in the year, stagnation on the offense, right? Like guys not moving off ball.
Right.
Right. It's one of those things where the level of consistency in terms of how we play eventually positions players to say, all right, here's where I can actually get my shot. When you have a coach that is constantly changing lineups up, right? Saying, all right, well, we're going to play this way this next day.
Right.
17 with that coach.
Right. And so you get a situation like what Freezy said, where
with that coach,
you can win while developing at the same time, because you know what you say to yourself, this is what we're doing. I'm putting a stake in the ground. This is the thing that we're going to do. And we're going to watch tape, and where we fall short, we will get better. And I'm not changing the guys in the rotation. Like Elfrid Payton, you will continue to start, but if you don't produce, you just get less minutes. But I'm not taking that from you. So guys need consistency at the end of the game. Even young players. I coach like middle school age kids. I tell them, like, you're going to start. You're going to play. Here's your rotation. There's some comfort in knowing exactly how much time you're going to get and what you're being asked to do. And at that stage where everything is about routine, And Kobe talked to Randall about it. Go into town, get your routine set, put your shots up. Their life is very, very. They do the same thing every single day. It's not like it's not that glamorous.
Yeah, Alfred's position.
So let me address the super chat real quick. Okay. So Afro the Jedi, thank you for the super chat. So Afro the Jedi says, "It's coaching Tibbs is putting the players in the best place to excel, and let's not forget our developmental coaches." Who also scouting the league. So my bad, Kev. Okay.
No, what I was going to say was Alfred reminds me of back in the day, the modern day Charles Smith. You know how Charles Smith would start the game, but Mason would come in and finish the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. That's the way, I have to look at it right now, because you're right, Ron. Tibbs said you play, but if you're not producing, you will get less minutes.
Right.
And he's found, and a shout out to Leon Rose for pulling the trigger to bring Rose here, because I don't know if
that's an easy call though. Look at that trade. Yeah, like if I get away with that trade, I'm making it every day.
Keith, what I'm saying is, if we didn't make that trade and we still had Rivers and DSJ here, I don't know if we would. If we would have
in the playoffs. We're
right.
not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Nah,
You've been on a roller coaster until Derrick Rose came.
Yeah, that's a layup though, because we knew we needed a veteran point guard to back up Alfred Payton.
But we thought that it was going to be Rivers. We thought that it could have been Rivers.
But Rivers is not a point guard.
We needed a more stable.
I agree with you.
Dennis Smith was inconsistent. Dennis Smith was inconsistent too.
Right, but we all were on the consensus.
I'm gonna tell you who I thought it was. I thought it was your boy. I thought
Frank actually balled out.
Reason
Frank
why I said that,
ball out last night.
I was like, okay, Tibbs coming in here, and one thing I know Tibbs love is a defender and big point guards.
Right.
I said maybe he's gonna be the guy that dusts Frank off and get Frank right. If that guy, he got Kirk Heinrich to ball. He got Ramon Sessions, Keith Bogans, all these guys, man.
Ronnie Brewers
that are not household.
And throw Nate in there too. Throw Nate Robinson in there too.
Yeah, but no, Nate Robinson.
They've been balling. Don't do that to Nate. Don't do that to Nate.
Yeah, but these other guys, these guys were marginal players, man. And Tibbs put his hand on them guys, and like voila, here it is. A great pot of gumbo for you. You heard me? Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, we got the best coach in the game right now. I don't care what nobody say, man. Give me all the coaches. I'm taking Tibbs every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Kendrick Perkins validated for me when he said the guy is a junkie. He's a genius. He knows every set offensively and how to hurt offenses. And you've seen that, man. We only had not even a handful of games where we just looked just terrible, where we just got blasted. In games where we can't even shoot, we're still hanging in games. Man, that's attributed to the coach, man. And shout out to Leon Rose for going and getting him when everybody said, "Oh, he ain't a coach. He's just a defensive coordinator. He's playing, his style won't work." Shout out to Leon Rose and that front office, man, for doing what they did, and shout out to the whole coaching staff, man. We here.
Yeah, I gotta wrap up, but I want to throw another live grenade towards Ronald Miller, and I'm sorry, man, for throwing live grenades at y'all, man, unexpectedly.
Why Ron Miller? Ron Miller's the man. Why you gonna throw him at him, man?
Yeah, because I'm a hater.
Wow.
So he's gonna make you Captain America.
You ain't no hater, man.
So here's the thing, right? The franchise is in a position that it hadn't been in years, right?
Years.
And I'm talking about on the court, we have an identity. Like the number one identity of this team, and I know people are going to disagree, but I'm just going to say that they're wrong. Our number one attribute is physicality. I think our physicality wears teams down over the course of a 48-minute game. Our second best attribute is defense, right? Our third best attribute is that we play hard for all 48 minutes, right? And so when you physical, you play defense, and you play hard all game long, regardless of talent level, you can wear some teams down, right? But here's the thing, and I'm gonna just say this. This is directly aimed at Ronald Miller, right? I'm gonna throw this live grenade, and then I'm gonna run. fast.
He gonna run.
Right? So here's the thing.
Catch him at the door. Catch him at the door as soon as he says it.
Here's the thing. I think the Knicks on a and I know some Knicks fans don't like my positivity and all that stuff all the time. I just can't help. That's my makeup, right? So here's the thing. I believe that this right here is the very tip of the iceberg, right? Because we've seen Leon Rose do something. We've seen Tom Thibodeau do something. But what we hadn't seen yet, and it's not really his turn yet, is Walt Perrin. I think that this offseason, this draft that's coming up, I think the Knicks are going to weaponize Walt Perrin, and you're going to see him do something if allowed to, because if you got to send the picks to Minnesota for Cat, you got to send the picks to Minnesota for Cat, right? But I think our secret weapon is Walt Perrin, and the reason why I say that is this, right? For years, from Amon Shumpert and Josh Harrelson, all the way through to RJ Barrett and Iggy Brasdakis, every rookie that came in, just about every rookie that came in to New York came into a losing situation, tasked with the job of turning the franchise around.
Yeah.
Right? But Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin come in this year into a winning situation where all they need is for rookies to develop and contribute. Right? And so Walt Perrin has a part to play in that. Now think about what I said. Amon Shumpert and Josh Harrelson, all the way through to RJ Barrett and Iggy Brasdakis, were tasked with turning this losing franchise around. This season, this set of rookies, Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly, do not know a losing environment. Right? Now, if you don't go get Cat, and you weaponize Walt Perrin can add more players to that situation, because clearly the dude can pick them. He can find them, right? Yeah. And once he finds them, he passes them off to Johnny Bryant to develop them. Clearly they have some kind of type of chemistry there, right?
I definitely think that IQ was cleared by Walt Perrin.
I want to add a piece to that, to your question though, and that's World Wide West.
Yeah, he was the one banging on the table.
Yeah. Oh heck yeah!
For Quickly, he was banging on the table for Quickly. He told him,
and I'm
sure this guy's the best shooter, and that's somebody else you didn't bring up, Freezy. Man, I figured out what his role is when free agency open up.
Yep.
He's the one sitting in your living room. He's the recruiter.
Right.
He's the recruiter.
He already knows these guys.
Like,
oh my goodness!
So you're saying?
Did you see already?
Do you think it's the tip of the iceberg?
He already almost got in trouble for trying to get Beal to leave.
Yeah, he's the recruiter. He's the recruiter.
Here's the thing. I think that we're spot on in terms of what was being mentioned, but the guy to watch, right, is Brock Aller. And here is what my why is on that, right?
Yes.
When you look at, like, it's unheard of for a team to just like not reach the salary cap threshold, right? The minimum.
Did you say calorie sack?
That's a good one though, because you gotta get your food up.
Listen, the Knicks do have a low calorie diet about now. But
low calorie diet.
but that's not what I meant to say. But like the salary cap at the end of the day, correct? Right? I think it's something to pay attention to in a variety of different ways. Like the question is like, how is it that they're planning on being the Moneyball version of NBA franchises? Because I think that's the direction that we're actually going in with respect to how this team is being built out in terms of like, I don't know what Luka's gonna be, but the more I watch Luka and I think about how Facundo Campazzo came over, Facundo's like 32, and we had that bidding war, and they were like, nah, never again. We'll get the guy that we want, and we'll get him when nobody else has money, right? And so the thing that I'm looking at in terms of I think that triumvirate, right, of Perrin and Aller are going to come together to create a trade that's going to be somebody that we probably are not even thinking about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be a guy, in my opinion, where it's just like, he was like, oh, I didn't even know this dude was even available. And that's where West comes into play and things of that nature. And they just got to make the money work.
Hey,
And I think
so I'm thinking though
Harrison
in terms of
Barnes.
I'm thinking in terms of this. I'm thinking that the Knicks are gonna watch a guy like Zaire Williams fall down a draft board, make a trade, acquire more second round picks, and draft a guy like Zaire Williams, who can be. And I don't want to get into draft talk. This is just like my hypothetical.
We haven't talked about draft talk all season.
Yeah, because we got plenty. Yeah, we got plenty of time for that. So what I'm saying is I think. Okay, just bear with me because I'm gonna put this thought out here and then I'm gonna go because I don't want y'all to answer because y'all gonna bash my head in, right? So here's the thing. I think it's time for Walt Perrin to draft our superstar. Like he legit drafted, say, a Donovan Mitchell. They found Rudy Gobert. You know what I'm saying? They're in Utah, right? When given the ammo, they don't hit on all, but they hit on enough at a high percentage in order for them to be really credible. Enough for Dolan to cut the check to bribe their way out of Utah to come to New York. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is
I like that Luka. Luka got a 3-year contract. 4 years.
He got a 4-year, one year guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed. It ain't even fully guaranteed.
1 year guaranteed.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And I'm gonna send you some more info on it because I did my research as soon as we found out that we was getting a shout out to Mama said don't trust you because he was on him for about 2 or 3 weeks before we pulled the trigger saying we need to get that kid. And shout out to the Knicks organization because we're one of the few teams that have a full-time scout living in Europe.
Right.
So they had their eyes on this kid for a while. And Campazzo, that same kid that Ronald Miller brought up, talked about Luka.
Yeah.
He said he knew. He said everybody knew that kid was going to be in the NBA, that he's that good.
And Campazzo was balling right now, right? So it's like
they're saying he's the best.
Balling.
They're saying he's the best out of all them guys that was over there. He's the best.
Okay. Luka?
Yes, and Luka's the best out of all of them guys over there.
Okay.
Stop it.
Hopefully he lives up to the hype.
I refuse myself to believe.
But you know what though? Hey, Free Keith, when I looked at his game, as soon as I looked at the highlights, I said, "Oh my goodness, this boy played like somebody that."
He
looked like he played in the States. He looked like he played in the States. And Mama said, "Don't trust you." Gave a good take on him, who his game remind you of. Not all the way 100% to this a degree, and I agree with him in aspects of it. He got a lot of Kyrie Irving to his game with the way he Luka Vadoza. The way he handles the ball. Yeah. The way he handles the ball.
He's actually Argentinian.
Yeah, Argentinian.
He played in Europe.
He got a lot, and they said he's better than Pablo was.
Mm-hmm. And Pablo was old when we got him.
That's what I'm getting ready to tell you.
I like Pablo, but like I'm definitely looking for somebody better than Pablo.
Not the Pablo that we saw, but the Pablo that was over there. Because Pablo was the best Argentinian, they said, but this guy here is better than Pablo.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got Pablo
at 35.
We got him late. Yeah. We got him too late.
And Pablo defense was elite though.
And he was still better than some of the point guards on our team at the time. Didn't we have Tony Douglas when we got Pablo?
Oh
yeah.
Then we had man. We were.
And did we have Duhan? When you got Pablo?
Oh my!
No, I don't know. No,
I think Duhan never had ended by that point.
Hey, y'all. So I gotta go, man. I gotta rock. I gotta do some stuff before I do Chop It Up. So Chop It Up will be on today at 7 p.m. The question the topic for Chop It Up is going to be who is God, right? So you know, and so it's going to be a wide open discussion, man. We're gonna try to do our thing. Thank you for everybody for coming through. Hinton, as usual, it's a pleasure. Ron Miller, as usual, it's a pleasure. Ron, man, you have too many facts to be throwing in. Like when Ron come, it'd be so many facts, bro. It'd be like, yo, we got to slow down and chop up each fact one at a time. But that's what he did. Hey, man, thank y'all for coming. I'm gonna get out of here, man. You know, hey, may the blessings and the love be with y'all, man. I'm a holler.
Yeah, right. Man. Y'all support the channel. You heard me? Hit them.
Yeah,
likes.
hit them. Service those likes.
Turn on.
We had 100 watching. We only have 21 likes.
Come on now. We can do better than that.
Oh no. 69.
Yeah.
69.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Man.
Get that thing. Hit that century mark. You know
I know
what
that I
mean?
was number
man.
61. That's why I know I hit
Yeah,
the like
exactly.
Yeah, man.
Had
Well,
to refresh.
all right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and grab
Okay.
some lunch and
All right.
take
Peace,
me a little nap,
everybody.
man.
Okay,
I'll
peace,
holler